kept saying, no matter what happens, they still got The Last of Us 2. It's nothing better.
That's not what we said.
Like, bro,
that's not what we were
The
saying.
Last of Us, nothing is better than PlayStation.
Blaze said that. I didn't say that.
It doesn't matter. It's gonna be fine.
I'm telling you, it's this man Jack. I'm telling you, bro. The crying was something serious, dog.
BG, when you get the PlayStation tramp stamp, BG?
Bro, when you
we
listen,
BG, we fighting the same fight. We fighting the same fight. We just in different.
We're not, bro. We're not cut from the same cloth, bro. Bro, we're not cut from the same cloth. Listen, I have something in my possession that allows me to play games everywhere. You still refusing to get one. That's why you got all these tears coming down your face.
And when people agree that you are a Sony Schmeat eater, you.
Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Wait. Let me ask you a question. Who right now? Who can't play Bethesda games if they only go to Xbox? You're the only one.
I have a PC, my guy. I have 2 gaming laptops.
Listen, we don't count toasters as PCs, Jack.
No. I can run every game I want to on my laptop.
Mm-hmm.
I can.
Oh,
right now I can.
Oh yeah, what? 720p?
Who gives a shit?
Listen, the statement was not can he run it well or can he run it at a higher resolution. The question was can he run it?
What do you mean? Thank you, Alex.
What do you mean? Who cares?
And he can run it.
Now we don't care about resolution and frame rates. You got it.
BG, you masking the fact that you got a PC to mask the fact that you hurt by this, bro. Like, just admit it.
No, not at all. I'm saying that's why I don't care. Because I positioned myself in a place to always be a winner. You've cornered yourself to be a loser. You're always going to be a loser as long as you subject yourself to one platform, sir.
Sure, pal.
You'll always be a loser.
Get the biggest fucking L 2020.
Listen. All I want to say is everybody knows I can't swim. J-Man, can you swim?
Oh yes, sir.
Okay, you can swim. Rand, you can swim?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
You asking the white people. You know the white people. I can't swim, BG. I can't swim. Okay, I can't swim, BG.
Go ahead.
Okay. I can't swim. Right. Well, I hope you can swim, Alex. I hope you can.
I'm Cuban. I swam here.
So my point is, I hope. Listen, I need a life jacket, a boat, a raft, a piece of cardboard, something, because there's no way I'm gonna survive all these tears coming from Jack Move. I'm gonna end up drowning,
bro. I'm gonna tell you. Look,
I need a life jacket.
We gonna get into it, BG. BG, you getting your L today. I just want to let y'all know this, right? BG said that
I might drown before this podcast even finishes. All these tears you dropping all over the place.
He said Yakuza and Persona do not matter to PlayStation. He said that.
I didn't say that. No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. You said it would not matter.
Who can pull up receipts? Who can pull up receipts? Jack, if you can pull up receipts.
I uploaded the whole thing to Patreon.
And they're going to hear you being an idiot.
I never said that.
I got to go listen to that.
It's on Patreon. I never said that.
And when you heard them get this LJ, man.
There's people in the chat. There's people in the chat that listen to that Patreon. You can ask them if I said that.
That's cool.
Hey, Jack, you pulling a lot of Xbot moves right now, changing up people's words to make.
Yeah, let me get the top. Let me go ahead and get this.
You can't, BG, you scrambling right. You look like Garner Minshew right now. You're scrambling.
I'm good.
Crazy. I hope the best for you, Mike.
I'm good.
Oh, Jaguars playing right now?
Ain't the Jags up?
All right, yo.
Yeah.
We ready.
No, they lose.
We live too, by the way. Let's have a quick mic check.
That's called a cold open.
Let's have a quick mic check. Mic check 1 2. How do I sound? Everyone, mic check real quick to see if we have to turn anybody up before we go ahead and get started with the podcast today.
Mic check. Let me know if I'm coming through clear, crispy, please.
Hey, everybody, welcome to DE Dust 2 B site.
What?
This is
I'm loud. All right, bless.
This is DE Dust 2. This is a shithole of all.
I'm a little bit loud. Mic check 1 2 1 2. How am I now? Mic check.
I know my shit good. Check.
Yo. Let me know if I'm better now, okay?
Bursina, are you?
Yeah.
Are you under the
influence? Alex, why you gotta be the one, Alex? No.
Are you high right now?
No, man.
When is he not?
Huh? You hold
All right,
it?
thank
Come
you.
on, that's the
Thank you,
BG move, dude. Yeah, I'm on.
chat. BG Mike.
You
check
know he
for
high
me
with that
real
goddamn
quick
disco
before
ball
we
in this
go-
room. What the
before
fuck
we-
is that?
Before we
That's
get
my
started.
fan, dude.
You like you got
I
a
don't even know
disco
what's
ball
going on. What
in
disco
your
ball?
room, dog.
That's my fan, man.
Oh, you got disco lights on your face. You a freak. Bearcito, a freak, dog.
Yo, BG.
You got some wild
BG
shit in
Mike
there.
check
This
for
top
me.
level.
Mike check for me
It's
one
Oh,
time.
Mike check.
Spider-Man Bersino.
Oh, let me do my best. Let me do my best Jack impression for a mic check.
Are you crying?
They took Bethesda. How's that sound? That was good.
All right, you
Good
sound
Jack
good to
impression?
me.
Okay.
Rand,
Where's your
Mike
camera
check
going?
real quick.
Does everything sound good? Do I need to turn up the mic
Look at it,
higher,
look at-
lower?
Look at its professional. And I am not bald. It's just the way the light is hitting my
You
head.
kind of look like you
You know
bald,
what I
dog.
mean? It's just the way the light is hitting my head. I am not bald, please. We just
give me a
started.
couple
He trying to get that pop.
You are-
That's
you
you
are
got that
Nintendo
pop
support.
smoke hairstyle. We're trying to like flex your baby hairs and shit.
You are
Kofi and
Nintendo
Solid Rev
support,
hanging
Kofi.
out together. Is that what's going on?
Give it some time.
Oh shit.
All right, yo, let's go ahead and get started. It's gonna be a great show
Ram,
today.
Ram.
Oh, wait, real quick.
Oh, we got
Eat a nigga ass or something.
Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yeah.
Y'all hear that?
sound good.
Yeah, that sounds good.
You ain't have to
People
test
in the
that last
chat.
one though, all right?
People in the chat. Did you hear the soundboard today? Let me know. All right, so let's go
Chat,
ahead and get started. Press Start Podcast episode 168. And today we got a good show for you guys. And we have a pretty big lineup, you know, one more than usual, but you know, it's all family and friends over here. So we're gonna go ahead and do the introductions. But before then, check out Press Our Podcast on Patreon. For $1, you can support the cast, you know, and we do a second podcast called Off the Record. Yes, we are a week late, but we're going to be doubling up on Off the Record. So don't worry, we promise 2 episodes a month, and we're going to deliver 2 episodes before the month ends. So check out that if you want to support. I want to shout out Nova for putting our podcast on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, all that good stuff. Big shout out to you. And big shout out to Notorious Nicholas for, you know, doing the timestamps for Press Start Podcast. We really do appreciate you. All right. So let's go ahead and do the introductions. I want to start off with our guest today, and I'm going to start off with B. Arsenal. Say what up to the people, man.
What up, y'all? B. Arsenal, longtime friend of the podcast. Thanks for having me.
Why the fuck I call you Bearcito? My bad, dog. I ain't even mean to fuck up your name like that.
Hey, I'll give you the first one for free, dog.
I call that man Bearcito. I like Bearcito better than BR, so I ain't gonna hold you.
Microsoft needs to buy Kofi's hairline. Shit is crazy, bro.
That bitch already been acquired by somebody. I don't know who got it. Shit ain't no free agent no more, dog.
Yeah, don't make me get close up to the camera, bro. My hairline's actually fine. It's the light that like is reflecting that makes my hairline look crazy.
All right.
You know what I mean? See,
No,
it's too
wait.
dark. I can't
I'm
even
wearing
show you guys.
sunglasses because I got these Elgato lights in front of me and they bright as shit. So that's why I'm wearing sunglasses. And they Gucci too. So.
And the what else? The what else?
He said they Gucci.
I don't think. Oh, okay.
Okay, I see you.
Got him from that store on GTA.
Jiggy shit. I see you.
All right, so Rand, say what up to the people, man. Rand Outdoor, are you there?
He's not there.
He's not
muted.
there. So let's do
Yeah.
BG first. BG, say what up to the people, bro.
Yo, you already know. Host of Weapon Wheel Podcast. I'm here to be, you know, the rational person, you know, the one that doesn't panic, the one that doesn't lose their mind and, you know, start crying and, you know, at the news of any old thing. You know, there's just that guy.
All right.
Yeah, yo, bro, the wildest shit happened to me when I got home from work, bro.
Today?
So tell me how I pulled up home, you know what I mean? I had to take a dump. I had my AirPods in. I had my AirPods in my ear. And as I was about to take off my AirPods and put it on the sink countertop, one slipped out of my hand and fell in the toilet, bro.
Did you? Okay, is this?
Why was your hand slippery, though? You had the
You got the
jerk.
regular one? You got the regular one or you got the pros?
Nah, these are the regular joints, bro.
Oh man, that's throwaway.
Yeah,
anyway.
nah,
pre-poop or
I
post-poop?
didn't flush yet, Alex.
So it's post poop.
Yeah, I didn't flush
Poop.
yet, my nigga, dog.
Okay, was it a floater or a sinker?
It was a sinker, dog. It was a sinker.
All right, so you're, I mean, if it was a sinker,
Bro, I'm so
and your
sad,
your
bro.
AirPods sank
I'm
too.
so sad, bro. Like,
So you didn't get him out?
bro, you have to call me Poop Scooper Kofi for the day, bro. You have to call me Poop.
Yeah. He dig them shit.
Yeah, I had to, bro.
That's right.
Yo, bro,
That's your shit.
Yo, bro,
That's your shit.
I spent 30 minutes literally like washing my hands, another like 30 minutes in the shower, bro. I'm so, if you see it, look how vulnerable I am sharing this story, this personal story with you niggas, dog. You know what I mean?
PSP,
I was so sad, bro. I was so sad.
Call you right now, dog. Like,
Yo, what?
Memes gonna get you.
Yeah, Press Start meme's about to kill me right now. I should have
Oh,
even
I got
said
the
this
perfect
shit, bro.
Photoshop. I got the perfect Photoshop. You remember when OBJ did that one-handed catch? But like had a dude with the AirPod and did Kofi face.
So for
That'd be
today,
neat. I just
I'll
thought about
let y'all get at me, Kofi the Pooper Scooper today, bro, because you know what I mean. I dropped my AirPods in the toilet.
And people say Kofi no poopy. Poofy.
Poofy. Yeah, man. And let's do the introductions for the panel members in case there's any new people watching. We appreciate you. Make sure you subscribe and check out all of our channels. The links are in the description below. We're gonna start off with J-Main. J-Main, say what up.
What's going on, everybody? J-Man, of course, back checking in with the podcast. Make sure you hit that like button, share the stream. I'll let people know we live and we about to get into it. Also, appreciate the guests pulling up, Rand so, let's get into it. Have a great show.
Be Arsenal, not Bears.
Bearsino!
Be
The
Arsenal.
Arsenal.
Nah, I got you, brother. Stupid.
Jack, say what up to the people.
Man, I come to y'all humbled, defeated, saddened, right? Because two of my closest allies that I've met on this internet shit, I consider these guys, pretty much like family friends, you know what I mean? Blaze 4K and BG. I learned something about these guys. They are they're Sony apologists. They're dick eaters and they're idiots. And I'm saddened to say that. You know what I mean? These like brothers to me, right? So I didn't know they was this stupid. But yeah, what's good, y'all?
You ain't get that big from not eating nothing, Jack. Don't talk about
Look, he hurt. Emotional.
Oh, see, I got it.
Emotional. Look at you.
Don't worry, you
You
gonna
literally got a cry baby as your avatar. On your ass, BG.
That was a good
Does
one.
this only happen when I'm a guest?
Yo.
Facts.
Blame Rand, dog. You already know the hashtag blame Rand. And Alex, say what up to the people, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Alex. I'm the man that Jim Cornette says is slicker than cum on a gold tooth. Welcome to Press Start Podcast every Thursday night. I also happens to be the night that Randall Thor is here, so hashtag blame Rand. And even funnier, a man who runs a defunct podcast every Sunday is on an actual good podcast on Thursdays. It's shocking to me that his podcast is so bad on Sunday, he actually has to come to a good podcast on Thursday. I mean, it's unbelievable. I can't even imagine what it's like to run a podcast that can't even get topics right half an hour before the show. Instead, all you hear is him clicking around trying to find what to talk about. But hey, you know what? I'm just here just to say, if you like the show, patreon.com/PressStartPod. Sign up there. If you want me to read your super chats and then judge you based on your grammar, let me know. Donate button is there. Check me out on YouTube as well, where tomorrow night, CSGO.
Is the peasant talking on the crown? I wasn't paying attention.
Hold on, BG. You do got a loud ass mouse though. I be hearing that shit in your videos. Motherfucker be clicking through his script and shit, and he be reading off.
Okay, so when your podcast is literally dominating another one, you got to reach for stuff like I can hear your mouse click. Okay,
bro, that shit is loud as fuck. What you want me to say, dog?
Listen.
Damn, son, what the fuck you be clicking through?
See, you can't criticize the shot when the form good. Y'all can talk all that y'all want. Them views say different, my brother. You can criticize the shot all you want.
Look, you can't really talk about views when you basically buy them. So I'm gonna
Shut up.
Let's be real.
Right,
be real.
I know. I know we got to reach for weapon wheel buys views. When what you got in here? A little 548. That's cute. That's adorable.
It's funny how you have 80,000 subs but only 1,000 live viewers.
Alex, everything you get, your people stole. Get off my dick.
Ratios really don't make any sense.
Everything you got, your people stole. I don't care about your thoughts.
Let them get it out.
I don't care about your thoughts. Nothing you have belongs to you.
I blame Rand.
Yeah,
It's my
got
fault,
to.
yes.
You got to.
It never.
We're gonna blame Rand on this
never
one,
fails, Joe. Never fails.
Are y'all done? Are y'all done? Y'all finished?
Patreon.com/PressStartPod.
All right, yo, let's go ahead and get started. You guys already know, we don't do 3-hour long podcasts. We like to keep it short and sweet. So we're going to go ahead and jump to the good stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's talk about what went down recently. As you guys can tell by the title of this podcast, Microsoft did the craziest purchase I've seen in recent history. Well, they definitely shook up the industry because this is all that everybody was talking about. So if you don't know, and you've been living under a rock, Microsoft purchased Bethesda. The people who make the Fallout series, Skyrim, Doom, Dishonored, The Evil Within, new game coming out, Starfield, Prey. Pretty much Microsoft purchased the whole, ZeniMax?
ZeniMax, yeah.
Yes.
Bethesda and all 8 studios under Bethesda as well. So now Microsoft has a total of 23 in-house studios making games for them. Jesus Christ, this was a shocker for me. And I just want to get everybody's reaction, their initial thoughts when they heard this news. Were you guys as blown away as I was? And I want to start off with our guests. I want to start off with B. Arsenal.
I mean, look, call me a hater, but I wasn't. We got a next gen launch coming up, but in a couple months. What games that come with? Not a fucking one. So
It didn't do anything for you.
no.
It didn't phase you. This industry move, it doesn't worry you about future titles.
No,
or
I mean,
like that, or
like the thing I'm worried about is like how far are they gonna go with this shit, right? Like, is it gonna be one day when I go to mortgage a home, it's gonna come with Game Pass bundled in that shit? like they gonna start bundling this with ISPs now? Like I'm seriously concerned about this. Like,
But your initial reactions when you heard it?
There's always the concern of a monopoly as well. What if that becomes the only place we can play games? Then they can do whatever the fuck they want. Y'all keep playing these 360 games 10 years later. You know what I'm saying? That's just me.
Okay, so BG, what was your initial reaction when you heard that Microsoft acquired Bethesda for $7.5 billion?
I think it was great for Microsoft. I mean, it's a reactionary move. They literally heard for 7 odd years, y'all don't got no games, and they were like, all right, let's buy like, I don't know, 15 plus studios in the span of 2 years. Okay, like, how can I be mad at that? Like, that's what you're supposed to do. You can't be worried about a monopoly. You can't be worried about all this other stuff when Jack, for one, literally, he's one of the main people that says Xbox ain't got no games. That's why I would never buy one. Then they buy up all these studios because you said they don't got no games, and then you start crying. You pushed them to do this. This is your fault.
Your fault, Jack.
This is your fault.
Let me ask a question. Your initial reaction was thinking about me. Continue.
I like that twist. I like this. I like that. That's the only defense you got. It's the only defense you got because you know you're the cause of this. Deep down in your heart, you're the only one to blame. When you look in that ugly ass face in the mirror every morning, you're like, you know what? I did this. I'm the reason that Xbox has all these studios because I slandered them and I pushed them into this corner, right? And then when you push a ravaged animal, a hungry animal into a corner, and they gonna bite back. Microsoft bought, they bite back. That's what they did. So I can't be mad at them. I'm happy for them. But listen, do I think this? Am I worried about some monopoly or them having all the power? No, I think that's nonsense. There's way too many, studios that's active and independent more than ever before. So I'm not worried about any possible monopoly happening or anything like that. I think this is great for Microsoft, but I don't think it just suddenly puts PlayStation in this precarious position where they got to panic and scramble. Oh my God, what studios are we gonna buy? No, I don't think it puts them in that position. I've always thought they need to buy more studios.
Yeah, why you put up that video today? Why you put up a video with Tony started 60?
I've been saying that for years. Tony even told
but you
that
just happened. But you just happened.
But I've made a video. Tony even tweeted you. BG has made a video like that before. I'm trying to find it. I make a lot of videos. I confess. I made that video before years ago.
So you decided to do it. You decided to do a PlayStation and remaster the video.
But no, listen. I'm not saying that Sony should do nothing. I'm saying they don't have to scramble and panic. It's not that type of situation, where they get, oh my God, what are we gonna do? No, the sky's not falling like Jack tries to make it seem. They need to react, but they've been needed to react, right? Like, well, not even react. They've been needed to buy more studios, but now they need to react, and it don't gotta be something on the same caliber of what Microsoft did. No, that's nonsense. They don't need to do that. Microsoft and PlayStation and Sony are in two different positions. PlayStation is coming off one of their arguably best generation ever. You could only say it's maybe second to the PS2 generation. Microsoft is coming off of their worst ever, like by far. So yes, one is making power moves and the other wasn't making those type of moves because they literally dominated. So it's back and forth. Now PlayStation has to respond. It's as simple as that. It's great for Microsoft. It doesn't put PlayStation in this terrible position. And either way, I'm gonna play all these games anyway, so it doesn't.
But you're on PC because it don't affect you, right? It doesn't hashtag don't.
Bro, if I needed to get an Xbox, I would get an Xbox. Get Xbox like it's some type of I don't know, like it got infectious diseases on the surface of the box.
Okay,
so that's what I thought. It's great. It's great for Microsoft. It's great for Microsoft.
You done, BG? You done? He said your initial reaction.
I thought this was a BG video. God damn, that motherfucker was running.
You remember everybody said, "Oh, we need competition. They need to compete." Now they crying about competition.
We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it.
I'm done. But we're gonna talk about it. Now they crying about competition. Now they crying about competition.
Let's hear from Ren. Ren, what did you think? What was your initial reaction when you woke up in the morning and you seen that Microsoft purchased Bethesda for $7.5 billion?
I was the day before I had heard that Microsoft was announced something big and to stay up. So I stayed up and I was completely shocked because like $7.5 billion is ridiculous. And I never thought Phil or Satya would approve to spend that type of money in gaming. Like a lot of people have been saying, well, Microsoft's in gaming, but they're not all in. Well, this move should really kind of show everybody that they're completely all in.
They're dedicated.
Sure. And
so they paid more for Bethesda than Disney paid for Star Wars.
And they did more
than damn near Marvel combined. For Disney.
Yeah, but George Lucas didn't shop Star Wars. He basically was just like, the only people I trust are Disney. He could have gotten a lot more for Star Wars if he really wanted to. But this goes a long way. Like there was, obviously this shores up a lot of problems within Xbox's first party, which is clearly their biggest problem, right? If we polled everybody here, everybody would probably have the same response. Like the biggest problem with Xbox is their first party. They've been working on it. They bought a bunch of studios a couple years ago. They're making games. They showed some off at the game showcase. They were all CGI trailers, right? So now you add Bethesda and their portfolio, and it's just like it takes a lot of pressure off of some of the other studios. Takes a lot of pressure off of studios like Compulsion or Undead Labs to put out absolutely amazing like there's a lot of pressure on initiative, right? Like people are like, oh, like this super team that Microsoft's building. There was just like a lot of pressure on them to create like the next big thing, but then Bethesda comes in and it's like, oh, well, now the initiative is just one of 23. There's no longer like that insane pressure for all the studios because now you have this only quality content coming to the to Xbox, but like quantity as well. So, and then it shores up Game Pass. A lot of the moves that they've been doing recently, like with EA Play coming to Game Pass, I looked at it was like, that's a good first start. Like, it's kind of cool, like adding value to Game Pass and stuff. But then you think like, oh wait, they're gonna add all of Bethesda's games to Game Pass, and then all of Bethesda's future games are coming to Game Pass, plus everything. It's like, Jesus, that really makes Game Pass an unbelievably attractive subscription service for $15 a month or $10 a month, to the point where like you're almost like, why wouldn't you subscribe?
Exactly. It's like kind of like a no-brainer at this point, especially me owning a PC. Like I've been paying for Game Pass before, and now this is a sure thing that I'm keeping my subscription, bro. I'm not one of these people that wait for it to get it for $1. Like I've been paying for it, and I think it's worth it. And now they just made it, a lot more attractive. I honestly never thought something like this. They would do something like this.
Like I like Phil Spencer. I think he's done a lot with the brand. Like Xbox was in the toilet after 2014. There's been plenty of reports about how Satya Nadella was just like, why are we in gaming? There was legit conversations about getting out. I mean, they've been very upfront about, like, Satya's like, I don't know what we're doing in gaming. And Xbox could have gone under. Things changed, and now somehow Phil convinced Satya to spend $7.5 billion on an acquisition that's probably not going to pay off. I mean, it's a long-term
It's
play.
a long-term thing.
We're talking 5-10 years from now, right?
Yeah.
So it just completely completely changes people's perspectives on what Xbox is trying to achieve. I mean, they're going for, to me, it looks like PlayStation is, okay, we're going to continue on the traditional model, which works incredibly well for them. Like BG said, coming off the PS4, their best generation revenue-wise, right? But Microsoft is going for more market disruption. They're really going heavy into subscriptions, and if they can get enough critical mass into the subscription of Game Pass, that could really change consumers' buying habits. People may be like, you know what, I don't really need to buy a lot of games anymore. I'll just subscribe to Microsoft's Game Pass. And when you start to disrupt the market like that, like how the Wii did, you can make some serious coin, and that's what Satya is looking for. And then, I'm sure we'll talk about it later. You got Amazon now coming in. I'm telling you, man, Satya already said they're not done buying studios, and Sony.
That's crazy.
Sony's they see it. The writing's on the wall. Amazon, Google, they're going to be spending money. Microsoft wants to keep these studios and these publishers away from Amazon and Google. Sony's probably like, we need to make some moves. Like, there are going to be a lot of acquisitions coming soon. So this one move kind of just changed the gaming industry.
And that's
definitely
thing.
a big thing for the people trying to downplay it and earlier on the timeline and stuff. This is definitely a big deal, and it's gonna change a lot of things because you guys, a major publisher, is now in the hands of Microsoft. It's a very, very big deal. Alex, what did you think when you first heard this? What was your initial reaction?
The first thing I said was, "What the fuck?"
Me too. Yep.
The next thing I thought of was, here comes the inevitable arms race of people buying studios, and then it's not a monopoly that I'm concerned about. It's an oligopoly, and an oligopoly is when a very small amount of major companies own the market. So, having Sony, Microsoft, Google, and Amazon buy up publishers, developers, and buy them all up to then lock them away behind their own walled gardens, that's scary, because what you're looking at is the only way I can play, let's say, Capcom games is if I play a Sony console. The only way I can play Devolver is if I go on Google Stadia. The only, it just becomes this insane, I now have to split myself between all these other things, and then no one actually enjoys that, because look what we have with all the streaming services right now, where everybody is like, I've got Disney Plus, I've got Hulu, Netflix, ABC, DC Comics, more, they're just paying for all these other things, and it just adds up over time. So I think that it actually erodes competition rather than create competition. So although Microsoft did get a lot of IPs, a lot of studios for it, in the long term, this is a lack of competition in the marketplace, since we all know Microsoft has the bigger pocketbook. They can literally buy up a lot more than other developers and people can, unlike Google or even Amazon can too. So it isn't about Sony more so that it is about the actual gaming landscape and what is going to happen, because in the past, Microsoft has not been as consumer friendly as we'd like them to think they are now. They had Games for Windows Live, they had a lot of walled garden stuff. They were trying to lock things down in other marketplaces that people are somehow forgetting all of a sudden. So they're not your friend, which is number one. And number two, this acquisition just shows that there is no amount of money they're not willing to spend in order to just beat out the competition. Whether it's buying out,
Yes, my OBS just went to shit.
Okay.
Where?
Yeah, I think we back. Now.
We're back now?
Yeah, hold on. Let me tell them to refresh. It just went to shit for some
Let me
reason.
check the site. The video's
Refresh.
up.
It's up.
We
right?
back? We back?
Yeah, video's
We
up.
good?
Yeah.
All right. So can
Yeah,
you
I think
continue
we're
what
good.
you were saying? I apologize. I don't know what happened.
No, it's fine. It's fine. The concern is the actual oligopoly of 3 to 4 major companies owning 90 to 100% of the actual market developers and or publishers. That's the scary part. In my personal opinion, it's not about Microsoft competing or Sony. That's small potatoes bullshit, right? That's console war bullshit. Look at the actual market itself and how it's being divided up between these major companies and corporations. So you could literally kiss indie games goodbye because Devolver would get bought up in no time, so would New Blood. So you're looking at these things where it's just this homogenization, which is like the worst case scenario. But $7.5 billion is nothing to sneeze at. So anything could possibly happen. And I don't like the way it's going. I do like that Microsoft did something. I don't like what they did.
Okay. All right, Jack.
Pretty good perspective there.
Let's hear from you. You have been through a lot the past couple of months, I would say. I would say you haven't been a happy PlayStation gamer. You haven't been feeling the way PlayStation is moving. And we're going to be talking about, things that Jim Ryan has said later in the podcast after we're done this topic. And I think you're a very interesting person to discuss this with because I want to get your take from this. Because on one hand, prior to this move, you would bash Microsoft. Xbox got no games. Xbox
Talk about
is
it.
trash. I wish Xbox would just compete because
Talk about it. Preach.
PlayStation is going to take advantage. You would relay sentiments like this. But when this news happened, he didn't seem too pleased to hear it at all because, Jack, you played Dishonored about what, 10 times? About at least 10 times, right? You played Hellblade about what? A couple of times. You love that game. And Microsoft is doing everything that you've been complaining for them to do. But I guess this move was too much of a big move for you. Now it got you a little bit worried. So how do you feel? Tell the people how you feel, man.
This is the problem, right? I don't think people understand what's going on, right? You like to use the term reactionary. People are very reactionary to the shit I say. They infer what I'm saying, but that ain't what I'm saying. This is the thing. When I first read it, I'm like, oh, fuck, what? This is the thing. He actually joked on this podcast about Microsoft possibly acquiring Bethesda, if y'all remember. And I said, I think that's a good idea because I don't like none of Bethesda's developed games anyway. I only like they published games. I did not have the knowledge that I should have had. I did not know that there was a parent company that owned all this shit, right? Which I like. I like Arcane Studio, I like Machine. I thought they were independent developers that were, somewhat semi-funded by Bethesda. That's not the case. Somebody owned all this shit, right? So, that being said, I love this move for Microsoft, right? I love this move for Microsoft, but the rest of this 2 words I want to use, right? This move shows dedication. This move shows commitment with Game Pass, right?
For sure.
Future, all that shit, right? So, they know what the fuck they doing. I always criticize Phil Spencer. Well, clearly he's smarter than I might ever be. I don't fucking know.
Anyway, yeah, got something in it, huh?
Wow, yo, I think we need to record that. Like, Jack actually said something good about Phil Spencer today, bro. That's crazy. We need to record this.
Bro. I haven't seen nothing on the PlayStation side but downplaying, criticizing. You're a fucking dick eater, bro. You cannot criticize. I don't understand. People was bragging about Deathloop exclusivity with PlayStation. Goddamn Ghostwire Tokyo exclusivity with PlayStation. Microsoft bought all the companies and the IPs, but that's not a big deal to you? Like, come on, man. And another word I want to use with this, leverage. This gives Microsoft so much leverage in the way of Game Pass, how they distribute their games. Check it out, bro. They can go to PlayStation. Hey, you want these games on? Hey,
I love it.
We fucking like PlayStation. Let's put them everywhere except PlayStation. Y'all do not see the ramifications of this. Every Bethesda game is going to be off of PS now, lessening the quality of the service, the value of the service, and they're going to bolster Game Pass's numbers, okay? Game Pass has increased by 5 million users in the past 4 months. Y'all need to open up y'all fucking eyes. Just like Alex said, it's heavily rumored they got something going on with Sega. Sony's biggest asset is the fact that they can launch a game in all 3 territories and be successful, right? Variety. Microsoft is locking away whole genres and of games, right? They're gonna have the most variety, and they're gonna have some shit in Japan. like I said, if they get Sega or a Capcom, PlayStation is in a huge amount of trouble. These are games synonymous with the fucking PlayStation brand that may possibly never show up on the brand again. If you do not think this is an issue, you are a motherfucking idiot. Another thing, I did not say PlayStation needs to buy studios. You're panicking, you're rushing. I never said that. What I said was they need to tighten the fuck up. They need to be more transparent. And listen, they should have been bought studios. Ready at Dawn can't make Order 1887 or whatever the fuck it's called. They're owned by Facebook, Oculus Rift. That's not an issue. Like, come on, man. They were synonymous with PlayStation. Oh, why should you have to buy a studio if they always work for you? Bro, they're making fucking VR games for not PSVR. They're making them for Oculus Rift. I'm telling y'all, man, it's something going on in PlayStation. People was warning us about Jim Ryan. It's something wrong with this dude. I'm not even blaming him.
I rock with Jim Ryan. I'm gonna need no Jim Ryan slander, bro.
Jim Ryan,
fucking fall guy. When the shit go left with PlayStation, he's gonna get blamed and he's gonna get thrown under the fucking bus. Listen to what I'm telling y'all, and that's it.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Jesus.
J-Main, what'd you think?
I ain't gonna be too long here. I just I said holy shit when I first seen the news, especially with how much money that they were spending on Cinemax and shit like that. But I remember there was the rumor earlier in the year about how PlayStation was supposed to be buying Cinemax, and I thought at the time that would have been good for PlayStation because
they needed
like when you look at the IPs, you got first person games, first person shooters, Western RPGs and Fallout and Elder Scrolls and stuff like that, and then you got the Japanese studio. So I'm like, that actually is what PlayStation needs. They lack in first person and they lack in Western RPGs. So when Microsoft, but I'm like, damn, they kind of like buffering what they already have and adding to that portfolio and stuff like that. So I'm like, that's crazy. But with that price tag, it's hard for me to believe that these games won't be on PlayStation in the future. And I know Phil Spencer said case by case basis, but $7.5 billion is a lot of fucking money.
That's our next topic. Topic that we're gonna talk about.
And there's ways I think that they can make it back without PlayStation, but that goes into the whole 2 billion gamer, almost 3 billion gamers, as Phil Spencer says now, when they're trying to reach mobile with the cloud services and fucking Game Pass and stuff like that. So I think it's possible, but I'm still not a full believer in the vision. But spending that much money lets me know that Microsoft is, and that's fucking crazy. So
okay, real quick, what I think about it, I'm not gonna be too long. This is what gamers needed from Microsoft to show that they're committed. You know what I mean? I think they know the ongoing conversation we have about Xbox, and I'm gonna keep it real. When I look at the Xbox Series X and the PS5. The Xbox is doing a lot of things better than the PlayStation 5. It's stronger than it. It's smaller than it. It's more compatible than it. It's more affordable than it, from controller peripherals to just, things are backwards compatible. The Xbox game, look, it got a lot of good things going for it. You can gift games on Xbox. Like, overall, the machine is a great machine. But there's one key factor that is the most important, and is the why the Nintendo Switch is a successful platform. That even it lacks all those features. You know what I mean? It's the games. Sony has won the gamers over with their top tier games that they have been consistently dropping. One thing for a fact is when you buy a PlayStation, you're gonna have some heat to play. I think that is known. So as a gamer, I always feel like I need a Sony console. I need it because I need to experience Sony's amazing first-party studios. And I haven't had that feeling from Microsoft in a really long time in general. You know what I mean? It's always here and there you'll play a great game. I'm not saying that platform don't have great games here, but it's less frequent compared to other platforms. I don't know if you guys would agree with that, but it's less frequent on Microsoft's box. So it seems like as of lately, them acquiring studios, they seem to be rectifying that issue. When they started picking up Ninja Theory, since they're building an initiative from the ground up, Playground, Obsidian, it seems like they're correcting that issue. But then again, we got to sit back. It's still a wait and see approach because we haven't seen the fruits of their labor. We haven't, out of all these new studios they have acquired even before Bethesda, like what has come out of it? Nothing yet. And we know there's going to be a long process because we, as hardcore gamers, understand game development in terms of how long it takes for games to come out. So we've been on a little bit of a wait and see process when it comes to Microsoft, right? So them doing this kind of surely guarantees that Microsoft is gonna have a consistent flow of great games from multiple different genres. Because with this Bethesda purchase, they pretty much have a lock on Western RPGs. Like besides, like who else is there? Like CD Projekt Red, okay, is there. BioWare. But besides that, like Microsoft literally got Western RPGs on lock. They got Obsidian, they got Bethesda. Some of the like two biggest studios. They got In Exile too. People love.
Oh yeah, with Wasteland and shit.
With the Wastelands, like they literally got that genre locked down, and that's actually, when you really think about it, it's actually kind of fucking incredible when you really think about it.
Yeah, I remember we was like making jokes about how it's like, oh, Obsidian is gonna take Bethesda out.
Yeah,
and
now they're together
under the same umbrella.
Now they're
like,
now
that's
they're under
nuts.
it's nuts when you really take it in. It's nuts, and just from them acquiring that, it seems like they'll have so much more even resources to make better games. Now you have brilliant people at ID Software. Look at what they're doing with Doom Eternal and just how good that game runs on PC, how good that game looks and everything. So it seems like this move that they did was honestly a power play. Do I think they overpaid for what Bethesda has been putting out recently? Possibly, but I feel like with the partnership like this, like the potential here is like great. Good thing. A lot of good things could come from this partnership between Microsoft and Bethesda. So this is exactly what Microsoft needed to show gamers that they're committed. We're not just gonna fade away. We're not just gonna get slapped around. And honestly, after this purchase, the Xbox just looked attractive to me, bro. It didn't look like it was a big. It just didn't look like a big brick to me anymore. It looked a little attractive.
Now you want one
bro.
for the living room, huh? You want one for the living room again?
I mean? Like it looked. But real talk. No, but real talk. I can't be the only one who felt like this after a power move like this. It looked appealing. It looked attractive that they did something like this. So I think it's a great move. Am I worried what Alex is saying? Definitely he brings up some great points. That does this mean that Sony's gonna grab Capcom? Does this mean that Nintendo's gonna grab Sega? And now we have to, all these major third party publishers are gonna be kind of split between the platforms. Maybe, I guess we gotta wait and see. But I think this is the move that Microsoft needed to do. They needed something like this because this confirms that Microsoft has games. I don't even know you can run around and say Microsoft has no games anymore after this, because owning 23 studios now and now owning all of Bethesda's, I think it's for sure we're gonna get some games. It's just a matter of when these games are gonna drop out. I don't think we're gonna see the fruits of this year, next year, maybe the year before. Maybe we'll start seeing in 2022.
When is Starfield supposed to come out?
We don't even know. We don't even know.
If that's next year, then I think we might see something next year.
Yeah, so I think in the long-term game, this is a really big move. And when I seen the news, I was actually blown away. I didn't know Microsoft was dedicated like that, or that invested to spend $7.5 billion on Bethesda. So very impressive, and I commend them for the move. As for the people, it's just funny how shit goes around J-Main, bro. It's just funny.
Right.
It came from exclusives, bro. I know people who harp day and night on the importance of the wall garden mentality and exclusives and how that's important to the platforms and all of that. They harp on that, J-Main. PlayStation fans, a lot of guys.
They're not keeping the same energy.
Now there's a lot of shift. You see that they're not really feeling the idea of this exclusive shit, man. They don't like it. They don't like it. They're under Bethesda's comments saying, are these games coming out to PS4? So now PlayStation mans, are they port begging? Like, what's going on in there, bro?
Big time
Are they port begging for
Port begging for games that didn't even come out yet? That's crazy.
Port begging?
They are dick eaters, bro.
Yo, I'm pretty sure if you want the games, you're supposed to just buy the console.
You know what? Yo,
That's what they say with PlayStation. Buy PlayStation 4.
Exactly. Like
Just
every
buy
time
PlayStation.
I ask for wouldn't it be cool if Persona or God of War, nigga, if you want to play PlayStation games, buy a PlayStation. That was the answer that I've got. So why can't people keep the same energy? Yo, if you want to play these Bethesda games, bro. Buy Xbox or build a PC. Do what you got to do. I don't think Microsoft cares. Or sign up for Game Pass. It's the same shit.
Or get you a mobile phone.
Or get you a mobile phone
there too.
You know what I mean?
This is my issue, bro. Like, when they purchased Bethesda and that little, I guess y'all are gonna get into that quote that came out, but people kept saying they're gonna put the games everywhere. They're gonna put them on PlayStation. Minecraft on PlayStation, bro. Minecraft was already on PlayStation when they acquired Mojang, whatever the fuck their name is. I don't understand why people keep using it as an excuse. Hellblade 2 is not coming to PlayStation, bro. Like, these games ain't coming to no fucking PlayStation unless you're willing to pay a heavy cost. And you open up your wallet, goddamn. Because I don't really think, I'm just so tired of these.
Let's get into that. Let's get into
like,
that because that is a good conversation. So the biggest question that people have is, okay, Microsoft made this big ass expensive purchase. Will these games now be exclusive to Xbox? Will they never appear on PlayStation? Okay, so let's talk about this because there's been a lot of quotes. There's been a lot of conversations about this. You know, people have been talking about what Todd Howard said about the situation. But when you read his thing, he never says PlayStation. So it's too broad as well because everything he said in his statement, I don't know if someone could bring it up real quick so we can read it. It literally describes like what everything Microsoft is doing with xCloud, smaller screens. If you could bring up the statement, then we can read it. People read that and thought it was confirmation that games are going to for sure be on PlayStation. I don't know if you can go
that means
by
it's going
that.
to be on mobile and on Game
And
Pass,
I feel like people are
xCloud.
There's a group of people saying, okay, wait, can I say something real quick? There's a group of people saying that, yo, if all the games were going to be exclusive, Microsoft would have came out and said exclusive. Also, you could flip that though too, right, Jack? If all the games were going to be multi-platform, wouldn't they have come out and said that, yo, all these games are going to just remain the same? But they didn't. They didn't say that.
This is how I feel. They should change the name, and I was talking to Persona about this. They should change the name of Play Anywhere to Play Everywhere except PlayStation, because that's what it means. That is what it, the strong Switch Pro is. I really believe the Switch Pro is a thing. There's a lot of evidence leaning towards that. The Switch will eventually get Game Pass, and it's gonna be available everywhere except PlayStation. I don't know why people feel like this is a foreign idea or it's not. You remember it was less than a year ago that Survive Together, they wasn't playing with that shit, bro. You think that was some subliminal? That wasn't even subliminal. It was in your fucking face. A Xbox logo, a Nintendo logo, Survive Together. Who was right there, bro? Come on, man. This shit is not rocket science, people. Y'all ain't even realizing it, bro.
Yeah, so that's the big question, and I want to have a discussion about this because this is what people really want to hear about. Yeah, we got 782 people watching the podcast live, by the way.
Hit that like button.
Hit that like button, man. We would really appreciate the support, man.
Patreon.com/PressStartPod.
You know, even if you can't even do that, just hit the like button.
1,000 likes, the podcast will go left.
Yeah.
So let's talk about it. I want to hear what Ran thinks. Do you think? What's your predictions or, your theories about how Microsoft is going to handle things going forward now that they own Bethesda? Do you think that they're going to keep some games for themselves? Do you think they're going to, the big games like the Fallouts and the Elder Scrolls are going to put it on PlayStation as well? Let me know what you think. Tell me what you think.
So Jack's pretty much nailed it. You mentioned before if they were exclusive, they would just say it. But you see, that's not how PR works because the announcement really drove pre-orders, right? So it's like, here's we bought Bethesda. Everybody is excited, right? You don't need to come out and tell people the games are exclusive because all the hardware is going to sell out this, that you can make this holiday, right? You save that announcement, you put it in your pocket for next year. So my personal belief is they'll all be exclusive. They won't. It is basically what Jack said. It'll possibly be on Switch, but no PlayStation. So essentially, they'll honor their contractual obligations for the games that they're legally required through the contracts, like Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo, and Elder Scrolls Online will continue to get updates and all that stuff. But Starfield, Elder Scrolls 6, the next Doom, whatever Machine Games is making, whatever Arcane's new game is making, all those will be exclusive to Xbox, PC, Game Pass, with maybe the possibility of a Switch port because Microsoft and Nintendo are a little bit buddy. I think the idea of I've read a lot of articles and people saying, well, Microsoft needs to make their money back. $7.5 billion. Like, you can't ignore the PlayStation user base. Just put Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield on the PlayStation and have everybody spend $70 there. But it's like, but that's Microsoft chasing the short-term reward in spite of their long-term plan. The whole idea is you buy these things to force people into your ecosystem. You don't give people a choice on PlayStation. You literally be like, if you want this, you're either going to buy it on PC through Game Pass subscriptions, or maybe even on Steam, or you're on Xbox, and that's it. Maybe it's on Switch, and if maybe they could do something like a deal, like Jack was saying, like, hey, you want these games on here? Well, you know what? We would love to put Game Pass on PlayStation. And they'd be like, okay, yeah, we could do that, but that's not going to happen. Jim Ryan is a cold-hearted businessman. He's not going to allow that. He's not going to let that happen. So all these games are going to be exclusive, and I don't know why people think they're not going to be, because, like Jack even said, is Hellblade 2 coming to PlayStation 5? Is Halo Infinite coming to PlayStation 5? Is Avowed and Fable coming to PlayStation 5? Of course not. So why would anybody think all the Bethesda games would come to PlayStation 5? This is a long-term plan.
I want to interject a little bit, and Rand, I 100% agree. Look, if Fallout 5 or Elder Scrolls 6 comes to PlayStation, they have the option, and people are trying to throw up this scenario where Microsoft is going to market, you could get it in Game Pass for $9 a month and you have to buy an Xbox, or you could pay $70 on PlayStation. I don't think that's enough of an incentive for people to go out, buy an Xbox, leave their friends behind, just to get, Game Pass to play, Fallout. I don't think that's enough for enough of an incentive. So I think Microsoft is going to definitely, for those type of games, force your ass to get an Xbox or force you to buy Game Pass. Because I know for a fact, if they had the option, there'll be people like Jack. I'm pretty sure if Dishonored 3 came out, it's cheaper on Game Pass on his PC, or it's available on his PlayStation. He's gonna buy it on his PlayStation for $70. He doesn't give a shit. He will buy it because that's where he prefers to play. So you're gonna need to be strong arm people. Like, it is what it is. You're gonna need to kind of strong arm people to bring up your Game Pass numbers and and bring up your the people who buy an Xbox. It only makes sense. It only makes sense.
When you think about like this, like I mentioned EA Play in Game Pass before, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's already a roadmap or a scenario of getting games in Game Pass. If Microsoft's goal was to get Bethesda's games into Game Pass day one, they could have done that without spending $7.5 billion, right? Yeah. You could have went to Bethesda and been like, listen, we'll give you $1 billion to get all your games, to get all your future games.
Even less, right?
Game Pass.
Yeah, it makes sense.
The reason you spend $7.5 billion,
that's a great point.
So it's only on your system.
It's to own them. It's
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, Ryan just brought up an amazing point right there. You literally could have made a different deal. That was actually some very smart shit that you just dropped right there. You literally could have just paid these guys maybe not a fraction of the amount for them just to drop your games on Game Pass. That was very smart. I didn't even think about that shit. It would have been the same thing. So it doesn't add up. It doesn't add up for the game to even make its way on PlayStation. It doesn't make sense because the whole point of it is to drive Game Pass numbers up. So having the games available on PlayStation is not going to drive Game Pass numbers up. You're going to need people to play it on PC, or you're going to need them to buy on the Xbox. It is what it is.
I love that, because that's going to put the pressure on PlayStation, because they're going to need to have IPs like that to satisfy the fan base. Because if they're not going to be on there, that's going to be tough.
Bro, they have 10 less studios, bro. 10 less studios. They're not matching that up.
And this is why I said that, listen, Microsoft should be cutthroat like that. You think of PlayStation, in the hypothetical situation, PlayStation bought Bethesda, that them games would be going anywhere else? You don't even gotta ask. You don't even gotta tweet PlayStation to be like, hey, are these games? Bro, stop asking dumb questions. You would be like, yo, that's not even a question. So Microsoft should be cutthroat like that. Now it puts PlayStation in this position where they have to do something, as I said, but they don't have to have the same amount of studios as Microsoft. Anybody who thinks that doesn't know what they're talking about. You don't have to have the same amount of studios. Like Microsoft, I made this point when we were talking to Discord. Microsoft has always you in a whole nother country, bro.
You brought your bad luck over here, bro. This is the weapon wheel curse right here on PS.
I think it's back. It's back.
You in a whole nother country.
The weapon wheel curse.
Y'all got rats. Y'all got New York rats in Canada. I don't think so.
Chewing on the wires.
I don't know, bro. But it's never happened. Crazy.
But yeah, as I was saying, like Microsoft has always had money. You can make the argument that maybe some people try to make the argument that they haven't spent it. I think that's a complete lie because we've seen how they threw their money around during the 360 era. They didn't necessarily buy 15 studios, but they always threw their money around. But PlayStation was always able to still compete, having much less of a financial situation than Microsoft. They always respond in some type of way.
It's not the same thing, though, BG, because you got to think about it like this too. You got to think about it like this too, though. Games cost more to make, and they take in between 3 and 7 years to come out. You're not going to be able to match an output of 23 studios if it's taking you between 5 and 7 years to bring out a game.
But why do you have to match the PC? And I would buy an Xbox if I needed
but look
to.
at this. But look though, it's all about your perception is your reality. If PlayStation is bringing out 2 banging ass games a year, maybe even 3 with one of them being mid, and Xbox is bringing out 7 decent games, even lower tier games, and you can get them all for a Game Pass price, whereas you're paying $70 a whop for the PlayStation games. Which one you think most people do not give a fuck about quality, bro? They just don't. That's why
I disagree with that.
I disagree because look, okay,
people do not care about quality, bro.
I disagree with that. I disagree with that. Then Microsoft wouldn't be in this terrible position that they're currently in this generation of people that didn't care about quality. But why were so many of their first party games struggling?
Wait. There are no must-own games in Game Pass right now.
Hey, Ori's in Game Pass. That's definitely a must-own.
As far as I know, there's definitely some games that people of quality.
Yeah, they're saying Google's having issues right now with some shit. I don't even think it's not me. My internet is working fine for everything else, so I don't know. Yeah. I think it's a Google thing, bro. But real quick, BG, sorry, but for the podcast, everything's being recorded, guys. So I'm gonna upload the full audio of the podcast with nothing cut out. All right. With nothing cut out, so you could catch it later if it doesn't work. I actually apologize for this. I can't. It's out of my control. I can't do anything about it. So we're gonna just continue on with the show. Just catch up to the shit later on iTunes, wherever, yo. All right. So I apologize for this. I can't do anything about it.
I do gotta say this thing about quality. If you notice, most of the top selling games every year are shit that people lambaste, criticize, and roast. Marvel's Avengers, they launched with over $1,000. The game is selling great. Madden ain't had improvements since 2008. The game is selling more than ever. NBA 2K, COD. These are games that people complain about. Assassin's Creed. These are the games we're talking about, though.
Bro, there are staples games, yes, that will sell no matter what. The Madden, the FIFA, those, right? But they're okay, but that's not that. But that's not every game. Every game that lacks quality is not going to sell like that.
But BG, you know the 2 main games you could say for that, and Xbox just acquired them: Fallout and fucking Elder Scrolls.
Okay,
these games, Skyrim has re-released 10 times with the same glitches that were in the game since 2011, and it sells crazy. Fallout 4 dropped to 0 frames per second. It's a fucking picture on the screen. It sold over 13 million copies. People do not give a about their games having glitches. Do you really think people give a fuck if these games do not come out at top tier quality? Xbox is selling games as a service, which is a fucking veil and a shield for games launching broken. That people do not give a fuck about this shit.
But it's quality. It's quality, and it's also good games. Like, listen, Microsoft had a whole bunch of games this generation that didn't sell because they weren't good games in general. They weren't fun, and they were bad technical quality. Listen, and we were talking about this. Would you can take Sony's first party studios, and you can actually make an argument. This is no fanboy stuff. You can make an argument that you would take Sony's 15, I forgot the exact number they got. I don't know, 12, 15, whatever, 13. You can make the argument that they are better than the entire Microsoft lineup as a studio, talent-wise. That's an actual legitimate argument. That's a legitimate argument, is it not? Just looking at the quality of games they produced.
Well, you're basically
is that not an argument?
Off the 23, you said 23 versus the 15?
Yeah, just put them up against each other. Quality
13.
And tell me you would
BG,
not be like,
I don't think that's true anymore, BG. I don't think it is.
Bro, no,
I don't think it is because Doom fucking is I know you don't fuck with Doom,
Game
but
of the year
that shit,
contender.
that's a game of the year contender right there. Playground games with Forza Horizon, that's a lot. That's a lot of talent right there. You got fucking
everything
games make
from
great fucking
machine. I mean, yeah,
Listen,
it's a
man,
lot.
games of Wolfenstein. You've got the Prey devs, like
praise garbage,
They
but
have talent.
But yeah, the recent praise. I don't like the recent praise.
and
Yeah,
here's
I was
the
like-
thing. Like, listen, I get the point you're making because I love Arcane, I love machine games, and
Tango Gameworks.
the Tango game because they made Evil
Yeah.
Within,
Evil Within,
Wolfenstein.
Yep.
But the thing is, when you look at Bethesda's recent releases, they've been slacking like severely. Fallout 76, garbage. Wolfenstein Youngblood, garbage.
Yeah,
Rage
that's
2,
trash.
garbage. Like they've been
That
making
doesn't matter,
garbage
though, bro.
lately.
It doesn't matter, bro.
It's probably one of the
And
reasons why they were up for sale. Because like you
Go
think
ahead,
about
I
it,
said that.
BG, like they try their single player. Remember when they did the Save Player One campaign at E3 a couple years ago?
Yeah.
And like
Yes.
all those games underperformed significantly. And then they made the transition to games as a service, and all those games underperformed significantly.
Every sequel
Like
they made.
it basically is like I talked to somebody who no longer works at Xbox, but he basically said like this deal has been in the works for years.
It had to be. They don't happen
Like,
overnight, right?
Yeah, for $7.5 billion.
Like, years.
Yeah, it don't happen overnight. Yeah.
Like it was rumored back in like 2018 that this was happening. I think Bethesda was just people went away from single player games and the industry kind of changed to more like games as a service live stuff, and they tried transitioning and it didn't turn out well. And I think the people at ZeniMax, the stakeholders were like, you know what? Like maybe we just need to get out of this.
Yeah.
And like just this, we need to just sell now. So like $7.5 billion later, Microsoft can pick them up because Jeff Grubb wrote an article basically saying that like if Microsoft didn't buy them, Arcane might be shut down. There'd be like layoffs coming at some of these studios. Like basically Microsoft bought them to keep everything together. So maybe they can go back to working on the type of games that they actually are good at making instead of stuff like Fallout 76 and Wolfenstein Youngblood and stuff like that. You know? So I think it was an overall good move in that manner, but like I don't know. I think the people thinking that these games are coming to PlayStation are fooling themselves completely.
And my
Like
only
you said,
point was,
Rand, for them to go back to games that they were making that were good.
Okay.
Like
yeah.
if Microsoft gives them that
Yeah,
ability
exactly.
to say, "Hey, look, you've got carte blanche to make the games you guys want to make, and we know if we leave you alone, you're going to make good games. So just go make them." So
Okay.
even if Youngblood wasn't good, imagine if Machine Games made a banger Wolfenstein game, and then they just went to id and they say, "Id, why don't you make the next Halo campaign?"
Or just Doom again.
Yeah, right.
or
Shit.
just Doom again. Or you know what? Fuck it. Why don't you cross both over and have Doom guy and fucking Chief? So
Exactly.
Yeah, the
so
possibility-
then
the
everybody
possibilities
would
is
what?
crazy.
Would just
It's
bust a
bro,
nut at the same
leverage, bro.
time.
Yeah, the possibilities like this move that they did was definitely something. I think Microsoft needed this, to be honest, because like, what else could they have done really to like, show gamers like, yo, we really about it, and this honestly restored some little faith in the company. I think I really feel that way. I really do. They got or they got a lot of genres covered right now. They already make arguably the best racing games. Now they got a horror game of their own if they want to make, with the Evil Within series. Now they got all the Western RPGs pretty much. So like, yo, they competed. We always wanted Microsoft to compete, and they definitely competing now.
Though.
Jack,
And people don't understand how somebody can be upset about this, bro. Like am I button?
you're okay now.
Yeah,
You're
you
okay
was
now.
cutting out earlier. You good?
No, what I'm saying is like that's what I was saying. This gives them they're locking away whole genres of games, and PlayStation is losing genres of games. I don't see how somebody that's a console only gamer. Let me just put that out there so y'all can say, "Well, if you want to play it, why don't you just go buy a PC?" Bro, it's a problem, bro. It's a fucking problem, bro. I don't understand why having a platform of choice is a bad thing, right? People always try to come at me with this, bro. I bought two. You remember me and Hard 8 originally got in an argument. Alan Wake was announced for PC, right? I said, if I want to play the game, I'll buy a game at PC, right? And we had a knockdown, drag out argument. We got muted, kicked out, all this shit, right? What happened after that? I bought 2 gaming laptops. So I guess I wasn't lying, right? I know it ain't no fucking 3090 rig and all that, but guess what? It can run fucking Quantum Break, okay? So people will I lost my train of thought. What I'm saying is, bro, this shit is it's an issue. If you're a console only game, it's definitely even more of an issue. Yes. Fuck BG.
All right, yeah.
Fuck Weapon Wheel Podcast.
All right. Oh, Jesus Christ. Shout out to Weapon Wheel Podcast on Sunday at 6 o'clock. Make sure you guys watch that too. I'm pretty sure you guys, people watching, know about Weapon Wheel.
Hey, Alex, stupid.
So, BR, so do you have any last comments before we move on to the next topic about, you know, the games coming to PlayStation and stuff like that? And do you have any comments about that?
I mean, I'm gonna kind of retract my initial statement based off of what Rand was saying. I mean, that I definitely shined a new light on me right there. A different way of thinking about it, man. Still, I'm still reserved. I mean, I want to see what games are coming with that. Like I said in the beginning, we got a generation about to start, and we talking about other shit. You know what I'm saying? I'd have never thought as a kid, a console gaming in the future, we'd be talking more about other shit than games, right? That's kind of my issue with it right now.
Well, they do got 2 games coming out next year that is under that umbrella with Deathloop and
2 games
Ghostwire.
next year. What about in the next 2 months when these consoles are dropping?
Oh yeah, look,
that's what I'm saying.
Well, them technically launch window games a little bit. They might be.
Yeah, they were, or at least Deathloop was, but it got delayed.
Yeah, that's what like at launch, yo. It got delayed. Ironically, Deathloop got delayed around the same time that this Bethesda and Microsoft deal goes final. Coincidence?
But aren't console launches always about the future of the console and never about the console like right then and there? I mean,
like it's always about the long run. It is.
It's always about.
Can I just get a Rise Son of Rome? Can I just get?
Yeah, it is an issue.
Happy,
I agree with that because look, Microsoft not having like nothing literally new ready for day one sucks. They put their eggs in one basket with Halo Infinite, and Halo Infinite got delayed. So point blank period, it sucks. You're bringing home a new console, and you're not gonna have nothing new to play. The same
it's
old
like the
shit.
complete opposite from last gen.
The same old shit you've been playing. Assassin's Creed Valhalla. The same old games is the same old games going to be popping in that new console day one. So it sucks. Point blank period. I don't want to hear it. The launch fucking sucks. At least with the PlayStation. At least with the PlayStation, which we're gonna talk about, Spider-Man next and stuff. Like that's coming to PS4. We already know that. But at least with the PlayStation, we got like at least one game. We got Demon Souls that we know you buy that game, it's only available on PlayStation 5, and it's something new. I feel like Microsoft at least needs one, and they don't have that one, and it's disappointing. And it is what it is. You really know what a good launch game can do. Look at Zelda Breath of the Wild. That shit did absolutely crazy, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to be buying their PlayStation 5s with Spider-Man Miles Morales attached to it, even though it's on the PS4 as well.
And Sackboy, don't forget about that.
Yeah,
everybody wants to play that.
You know what I mean? So that it is important. I'm not going to downplay the importance of having at least a good game there at launch. That's to show off the capabilities of your system. But then again, it is about a long game. So I think Microsoft could storm the weather a little bit, and hopefully they start pumping out these games because it's time. It's time to see what these 23 studios have been working on. Like, it's time. We need to see it. Now we know the talent is there for sure, especially after the Bethesda shit. Even them just having ID software is just crazy in itself. You know what I mean? We know they got some talent there. Now it's time for them to deliver and pump out these games, and that's the main factor why we care about these consoles in the first place. That's why the Xbox can do so much and still also be in the losing position, because we need the games to be hidden there. So I think we're going to end off on that. And let's talk about some other things. Let's talk about Spider-Man, actually.
Oh, God.
This some controversy for Spider-Man.
Oh, no, hey, Kofi.
Yeah.
You want to do a super chat break?
Yeah, let's do a super chat break. Let's do that real quick. Yeah.
We've had quite a few. So low latency LaFleur for $5. Guys are coming with that train smoke tonight. And 88, thank you for the 5. He says, Kofi looks bald. Is he turning into an Xbox gamer?
Or Nintendo.
Gideon, thank you for the 5. He says, Kofi on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being absolutely essential and 1 being totally useless, a.k.a. Jimmy, rate your podcast members.
God damn. Don't do that to Uncle Jimmy, dog.
My podcast, yo, bro. Everyone's essential. Bro, listen, I can't do Press Start podcast without them. They're all essential.
That's a good
to me.
answer. That's a good answer.
That's a
It's
fact.
also a
No
great
bitching.
answer.
I can't do.
Tony the Beast 201. Thank you for the $2. He says, Alex, we need all the What Move podcast Sundays today. Alex versus BG. You really can't get any better than this. L3LVCK. Thank you for the 5.
It's black.
Beercino.
Be Arsenal, man. Y'all can't say the nigga that name
you
right.
know what
I'm the only one that can say it, bro.
Just copyright Bearcino and y'all gonna have to pay me every time.
Be Arsenal.
I got
looks
bread
like
like
the
that.
missing member of Bone Thugs and Harmony. Tailbone. Boom, 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 boom. It's the first of the month. Wake up, wake up. Okay, never mind. Let's see here. Toondab and Bola, thank you for the 5 Canadian. We need Jack Clown Johnny back. Hustle Man 1981, you said something fucked up, so I deleted your message. Thank you for the $2. Kenj the Neutral, aka Jamo, thank you for the 5. He says, finally caught this live, gonna support the Patreon too.
Appreciate
Heart
it.
Emoji. I appreciate you too. Gideon, thank you for the 5. Look at this, BG. Everyone on PSP brings something to the show. 4 out of 5 podcast members do. Why is Jimmy there? Drop Jimmy.
Yo, why y'all?
Bring
Yo,
him
nah.
from
Yo,
God
shout out to
damn.
J Mega, bro.
Equals
Y'all
the
need to
goat.
stop. Y'all was listening to the last episode and he was spitting some knowledge too, bro. He be talking. Y'all be harping on Jimmy too much. Leave that nigga alone, bro. Yeah, y'all just hating on him for no reason,
Kid
bro. Leave him
Smooth,
alone,
thank you
bro.
for the 5. Didn't invite me of all episodes.
I'm gonna save you for the Weapon Wheel podcast. I don't want it to look too similar. You know? I like different. Yeah, on Sunday, yo. Yeah.
Shout out to Calix Gamer that I just put everybody on that Bone Thug classic. You guys weren't even born when that track came out, by the way.
Stop lying.
Ant 88, thank you for the 5. Was Bethesda really worth 7.5 billion, or was it set to the market for anyone else looking to buy a publisher? Amazon, Google, Sony, etc.
Yo, we should be
Definitely not worth
honestly,
7.5.
we should be happy that Microsoft bought them and not Amazon or Google Stadia. Like, we should actually be happy. If they were on sale and they needed to sell, yo, besides Microsoft or Sony, those are like the only two that should have bought them. And I'm glad it's Microsoft. I'm glad it's not an Amazon. I'm glad it's not a Google. Could you imagine if Google
those games
Stadia
went
bought
to,
that
like,
shit?
exclusive
And
to
they're
a streaming service?
Stadia,
Oh
bro.
my God.
So on a
Be
low,
spooky.
it's good.
That's
bro.
when people don't realize what's going on. That's when people don't realize.
I mean, I would respect it, but goddamn, I would hate that shit.
I would actually
wouldn't
see
respect
that's a purchase that I would hate because
That's
I'm
the
not
shit
into
we've been
streaming.
saying ever since Google Stadia came around. What's the point of it if you could play the games natively? Ain't no exclusive, right? So that's what they got to do.
It will hurt me because that's not the way I want to enjoy games. I don't want to enjoy games streaming.
Right.
You know what I mean? It will hurt me because of that.
But
Y'all
Kofi,
keep
so
talking
you
this
can
exclusive
understand.
stuff. This is what happens.
Wait, hold on. Let me hear from Jack real quick.
No, I'm saying though. You see how you just said that, right?
Yeah.
That's how a lot of PlayStation gamers feel. You see what I'm saying? If you want to experience a game a certain way, it ain't as easy as just go buy your PC.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
You know what it is? You know what it is, Jack? But I feel like my reason is a little bit different. My reason is not because of the platform or the hardware, because I don't give a fuck. I'll play on the Xbox, I'll play on the PlayStation. I prefer PC. That's, you know what I mean? But just the simple fact of streaming. Just even look at this podcast with it going down for whatever reason. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't want to deal with that. It has nothing, like, if Google had its own dedicated console and they did that, and it was the hardware, I wouldn't care
I
about
what's
it.
fucked up too though? Like, I've been on like multiple streaming services and I've had less than a handful of issues. So like, it ain't as unstable as people make it out to be. It's not as bad, yo. But I do understand your point. I do understand.
Yeah, so that's the only reason why I would be hurt from that situation, because I just don't want to experience games like that. Imagine being home and you're streaming some shit, bro. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, the internet that'd be
Yeah, that's so stupid, bro. Yeah. Continue.
Glenzer,
Sorry.
thank you for the 5. He says, one gotta go, Bethesda or id. It's gonna be Bethesda. It fucking stays. They made Doom, god damn it.
Yeah, it
Sofa
is.
Spy, thank you for
good.
the 5. He says, MS brought Bethesda because their real competition is Amazon and Google. Sony isn't worth spending 7.5 billion. MS is bolstering up Game Pass and xCloud.
You know, I
Royal
read somewhere
Thurston.
real quick, Alex. I read somewhere that Microsoft brought in 50 billion cash in 2019. I read somewhere that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But they lost
That's
the
all.
console war, right?
That's
Just
all I
saying.
wanted to say.
Royal Thurston, thank you for the $10. Just received my Jiggy PSP UU Nega Show shirt in the mail today.
Nega Show.
Shout out to the Best Gaming Podcast. By the way, how would y'all feel if Microsoft dropped the bag on EA or Ubisoft?
I mean, EA already got their games in Game Pass, so
That's true.
like Rand said, they really don't need to buy them.
That's true.
That's a death blow.
TV Guy 0071, thank you for the 5. If Xbox releases these games on the PS5, then they are the biggest cucks in the industry. No other console releases their exclusives on other consoles.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen. Like
I don't think it's gonna
Rand's little point that he put in there just kind of solidified that like this shit doesn't even make sense. So I don't think that's gonna happen.
This one's from Red Veiny Hot Glizzy. Thank you for the $2. What do you think Bethesda next banger game will be? It's what do you think the next Bethesda banger game will be? I need $2 more, Glizzy. And it's probably going to be Starfield.
Yeah, I think Starfield. We're gonna see that before we see Elder Scrolls 6 on the low, bro. I think so.
You know what's crazy is like you go look at E3 and you have the big three, right? Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft. They do the press conferences, and then you have the other four: EA, Ubisoft, Bethesda, and I forget who else. But literally, Microsoft just bought one of the press conferences.
Exactly, it's
This is
a
ours
big
now.
move, bro. Like no one, whether you're a fan of the games or not, bro. Like you have to understand this is an industry changing purchase. It is, bro.
I'm glad they did that
It's
because
an industry's changing purchase.
because like the last 4 year Bethesda's conference, has
Cringy.
literally
Yeah,
been
you might as well.
garbage. It's
You might as well
been terrible.
fuse it with Xbox. Yeah, it's actually better for us to be
Remember
honest.
the
Fuse it
lady
with Xbox.
screaming about Elder Scrolls Online all the time? KJZDBZ191, thank you for the $4.99. People are sleeping on id Software on this. Don't forget they specialize in their own gaming engines. Now there's
Yeah,
more
man.
focus on that Xbox power.
They could essentially bundle id Tech 7 with GameStack and actually license out the engine to third parties if they wanted to.
Yeah.
And then they also bought the Orion cloud streaming service that they showed off. And now that's going to power xCloud
Microsoft
as
is
well. The
making
same technology.
moves, bro.
Those are
So-
big
They're making moves, bro.
Victorious Nicholas.
But yo, hold on, yo. There was an episode where I was talking to all this future shit and niggas were laughing at me. But yo, you're lucky I don't have the time to go back and get all this information of shit I've said on the podcast. Because low-key, I've got a lot of shit.
People
right
will find
here,
it. Just
bro.
ask somebody. They go back
I've
and
said a
find stuff
lot
I said
about
in,
shit
like,
about PlayStation games coming to
maybe
PC
if you
like
would say
way
less spicy
before.
shit, BG.
Bro, I've said so much fucking shit about how shit's gonna go, like how I see things changing, the industry changing in the future. And look where we at already, bro.
People
Shit
find
changing, bro.
stuff I said
know
in
what
like
Jim Ryan
episode
said.
77. They'll go back and find it.
Bro, I'm gonna take the time and I'm gonna make a highlight video,
Ryan
bro.
said Game Pass ain't sustainable. PlayStation games ain't coming day one to PC.
You still believe that, J man? Because you're on that. You still believe that shit?
Fuck Jim Ryan. I don't believe nothing that motherfucker say.
Victorious Nicholas, thank you for the 5. Hypothetically, if Sony was to counter the Bethesda purchase, which studio would be a good choice for Sony? Capcom.
I think they'll work well with Capcom, man. I think so. I think that would be a
That
smart
would be
move
the
for that.
move. Capcom
Yeah,
would be
that'd
Yes,
be pretty big.
You know,
too.
Microsoft almost bought Capcom 3 years ago. It was really close too.
See,
Really
it-
close.
It would be
Financial trouble back there.
yeah. See, it would be really hard for. Well, they might not want to be bought by even like if Sony had the chance because they're doing great right now. When everything they released like 3 years ago was trash and wasn't selling,
that
they
was
were
the best
looking.
time to buy. That was the best time.
That was homeless Capcom. Now they
Nigga,
They
Monster
nailed it.
Hunter,
Yeah,
Resident Evil,
Resident Evil is coming
Devil May
back.
Cry is
Exactly.
back. Yeah.
King
I mean,
Goku.
Sony would probably buy like Bluepoint or House Marquee, some of the studios that they
BG
always
feels that
work with.
that's a waste of a
Right.
studio, and I don't agree. Look, if PlayStation buys Bluepoint and their sole purpose just to remake classic PlayStation games,
Waste.
I think that's a dub.
waste.
I think that's a
Nah,
dub,
wait a
bro.
minute,
Nah, I'm with that.
wait,
I'm with
Stop,
that. Go ahead, Jack.
Stop. I'm gonna give you this L right here.
Absolute
Okay?
waste.
This is gonna be an L right here, BG. Okay.
Okay. hmm
Now you said Blue Point is a waste. How did
If they go ahead.
how did Capcom rejuvenate and bounce back?
With a whole bunch of remakes.
And what does Blue Point do, BG?
They make so everybody's remakes hit the same. What are you talking about? You think everybody's remakes are equal?
Oh, BG, let me ask you another question, BG. Has Blue Point made a bad remake?
No. What does that have to do with anything?
Mm.
Just because
How
a
are they a
remake
waste if
just
they
because a
definitely not a
remake
waste,
is
yeah.
good. Just because a remake is good doesn't mean that it's highly in demand. I think yes, Blue Point
Bro.
could remake any game, right? And technically it'll be good, but who cares if the game itself is not it? Like, okay, let's look at some. Let's think of some old school games that they could remake. Like, would you care? Would you care? Yeah, would you care if they remade Parappa the Rapper? Like, is that really gonna like that's what I'm saying? Like, who cares? Bro, is that really gonna move the needle?
But BG, you don't realize how many dormant IPs Sony has that people have been clamoring for remakes about. Fucking
bro, they have so much games they could bring back, man. So much games, yo.
Why do you want to? Why do you want to subject an entire studio to bringing the past? Like, I just don't understand that. Listen, I love remakes. I'm for remakes. I just don't understand dedicating an entire studio to it. That makes no sense.
BG, can I ask a question? Can I ask a question, BG?
Go ahead.
Aren't you playing Mafia Definitive Edition right now or tomorrow?
Sure. Okay. And what did Hangar 13 bring out before Mafia? They made a new game, right? They don't only make remakes, right? Okay.
People didn't like. People did not like.
Okay, but they're still making new games. They're not a studio only making remakes.
So we're gonna act like one of the only 2 fucking PlayStation 5 launch exclusives is not a remake? Come on, BG, stop this, bro. You sound crazy right now.
Bro, it's this. You're talking about the entire PlayStation lineup. It's new games plus remakes. I'm talking about an entire studio making only remakes. That makes no sense.
This is what you have to understand as well. Bluepoint does not own any IPs. They would not be an expensive company to buy. Huh? They don't own anything. A lot of the cost. The reason Bethesda cost $7.5 billion is because they got like 40, 50 fucking IPs.
Yes,
bro.
we know. Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm saying. So it wouldn't cost as much to buy them. You do
okay.
That,
and
right?
how do we know if you only subject this studio to making only remakes? How do we know their full potential and capabilities if all they are is a Xerox machine? How do we know they can't create the next most hottest, most popular bang out blockbuster game?
But listen,
all you say is just make Xerox copies of stuff we've done before.
BG, if that's their main task
to make a remake and make a good remake. I would even argue that making a good remake is actually more difficult than it is making an original IP.
Yeah, because people have expectation of the classic game, so and if you don't deliver, look at Resident Evil 3 for example. You see, it cut stuff out, and people were extremely pissed off about it, and they didn't like it. So it's actually a harder task to remake a game.
That's cap. Remaking a game is not harder than creating an entirely new IP.
Okay, I think they both. Okay, you know what? Let me say this. They both have. Let me say this. Let me say this. They both have their challenges, definitely. Like, I understand when you say that. They both have their challenges, but I'm just saying, when people have a certain expectation of a classic game, if you do not deliver, even in the slightest way, people slander it and they're on your ass.
Okay,
because they know how it's supposed to be.
And I agree. I agree. It's still not harder.
And I got a question, BG. What's wrong with playing your role, yo?
Bro, okay. This is the equivalent. Look. This is the equivalent to if we said Guerrilla Games, y'all should only make first person shooters, or if we had said, oh, Naughty Dog, y'all should only make platformers with anthropomorphic animals. You know how much we wouldn't have gotten? That's how I look at Bluepoint Games. You only tell them to make remakes. We could potentially not get a lot of things. It's the same thing. We should see what they at least are capable of in the creativity space if they've given a chance.
I think what was it, 2014? They was rumored to work on their own IP. They've been rumored to be working on their own IP, but they keep fucking remaking games. So I don't know.
All right, so it is what it is. If BG don't feel like it's a good purchase, Jack and I and probably many others feel like it is.
No, it's not that I don't feel like it's a good purchase. I don't think they should be purchased just to make remakes. That is my point.
Okay, fair enough.
Spread their wings.
Fair enough. I can't get mad at that. Yeah.
Thank you for the $2, King Kovu. We hate on Jimmy because there is no reason for him.
Jesus Christ,
what
bro.
The fuck is
yo, this is Press Start Podcast. Y'all be just shitting on Jimmy for no reason, bro.
Here's the thing. Look, listen. Okay. I understand.
Y'all chill, bro.
People may not like Jimmy for whatever reason.
I don't know why, bro.
This is a good podcast. If you're going to be shitty, go to Weapon Wheel, where it's a shit
my
podcast.
But we accept
War
all
Machine
points.
Guy, thank you for the $2. I
keep
hope
throwing-
MS don't buy
keep throwing
Sega.
rocks at the
Sonic
throne.
was never very good.
Keep throwing rocks at the throne.
Go
It's
ahead.
okay.
Greg
Go ahead.
Clark, thank you for the 5. E3, if there is one next year, is going to be lit for Xbox.
Yeah, they better be on
Jay
that.
Harvey, thank you for the 5. He
PlayStation
says,
ass.
whose man is this on the bottom left? Man got a whole tarantula on his head and pulling his own hair for the past 2 hours. Boy, definitely high as fuck.
I don't do drugs, and you paid $5 to say that dumb shit. So what you gonna drink with your ramen noodles tonight, bitch? Fuck out of here.
Go drink with your ramen.
Hey, you ramen noodle shaming?
You know that
Carlos
that's
Barillas.
BG's dinner and lunch and everything. Nah, you love them ramen noodles, dog.
Carlos Barillas, thank you for the 5. I'm a PlayStation fan, but if Sony don't buy Capcom, it's through for them.
It's through for them.
Nah,
It's the
relax.
wrong through.
Relax.
It's TROUGH. You did through, as in you threw something. Carlos, back to the 3rd grade. Let's go. The Superior Artist, thank you for the $2. Sony should buy Konami. No.
For
No
what?
one should buy Konami.
No.
Konami is nothing.
It's a shell of a former self.
They have like 3 great IPs that are worth having. That's about it.
Castlevania.
I'm sorry, I got
Castlevania,
Go
Metal
ahead.
Gear, and I don't even know what else.
Alex, you done with the super
Castlevania.
chats? I wanted to say something.
Super chats are done, yes.
Yeah.
That's
Go ahead.
that, and this is why I was when Jack was having a conniption, the panicking over the Sega rumor, which doesn't seem to be true. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, I don't
maybe
think
something
so.
happened in the next couple of days, an announcement. I don't know. Either
I don't
way,
think so.
this is what I was saying about Sega. Sega has max maybe 2.5 relevant IPs, right?
Incorrect.
And
Incorrect.
everything else is shovelware. They have like 30 something IPs in under their ownership, and like 2.5 are relevant. So you would be buying
That's
Sega for
correct.
shovelware. It's not
That's
even a good
incorrect.
purchase. I don't care if Sega. I don't
That's
care if
incorrect.
Microsoft does it. It would just be a bad purchase because they're useless.
That is the stupidest shit you could ever say. This is why.
Okay, Jack.
This is why.
Name me 4 very relevant Sega IPs right now. Go ahead.
Okay, Yakuza, Persona,
Okay.
Catherine.
Catherine,
Tell me
you reaching?
people-
That's a reach. That's a reach. Stop it. Next. That's
Shin
not
Megami-
relevant.
Okay. Shin Megami Tensei.
Y'all told me that was niche. Y'all told me that the people ain't even cop it like that.
BG, listen, you need to open up your mind, bro. It's niche, right, to a Japanese audience. Where does Microsoft need a foothold?
So
You're
you-
not thinking logically, sir.
Microsoft could try to get that foothold. It'll still never work. It's never gonna work.
Oh, BG, this is why it'll work. If you have Persona 5 and Yakuza, whatever the fuck, exclusive to the Xbox in Japan, you don't think Japanese, they're doing everything right. They make the smallest console besides the Switch. Japanese people like small consoles. They have xCloud, which is played on Switch-like devices, aka phones and tablets. If they had Yakuza or Persona launching exclusively on that, you can't tell me that would not sell, bro. You're not thinking
Not
right.
for Microsoft, no. Not for
Okay, here's
Microsoft.
another thing. Games like Jet Set Radio, House of the Dead, Crazy Taxi.
Are you serious?
Listen, you're not listening. You're not.
Jet Set Radio. Come on, man.
Nah, Jet Set Radio. I think it's niche. But I think
Jack, I fuck with
It's
Jet Set
not.
I
Radio.
fuck with Jet Set Radio.
Like people talking about
paying attention.
Sonic. Like, yo, listen. I understand
No,
Sega is
listen.
synonymous. Go ahead.
If you get that game to a compulsion studio, something smaller, I don't know, something like you would put in a Game Pass subscription, you don't think this shit would add value to your service? Not to mention the back catalog of Dreamcast games that you could just do backwards compatibility on. You
All
are
these-
not thinking.
All these
You're not
studios already have something that they clearly want to handle, and they're looking a game or an idea that they're looking forward. They not about to look through Sega's catalog and be like, oh, you make this obscure, irrelevant game that we haven't made from like 1997 or something like that. It's not happening. That's not happening. What are you talking about? They would buy Sega. Then you know what would happen to those IPs? Nothing. They would just sit there in the digital verseware, never to be seen again, like now.
Hold on, BG. Yeah, that's crazy, bro. It's crazy. They definitely wouldn't go back and say, "Hey, this game came out in '97. Why remake it?" Like Medieval or Resident Evil 2 or Final Fantasy 7. That would never happen.
Resident
right?
Evil
That
has
would never
stayed
happen, right?
relevant. Resident Evil has stayed relevant. These Sega IPs have not. And look what happened to
Yeah,
Medieval.
okay.
That they remade that and nobody cared.
I'm finna give you your final L. I'm finna give you your final L.
Wrap it up and let's move on. Wrap it up and let's move on, bro.
I got one more thing to say. I got one more thing to say.
That's it.
That's the only thing I want to say. Resident Evil stay relevant. Listen, Resident Evil 5, 6, and 7. 7, I think all of them are decent. Resident Evil 6 was the worst Resident Evil game, right? You remember when I said people don't care about quality? Until last year, it was the top seller Resident Evil game. Continue.
Bro, but people didn't know that. Even I bought Resident Evil 6 because we didn't really know it was just going to be that trash. People hate that game because people hate that game, bro. Everybody hates that game. But I even bought it because I didn't know it was going to be trash.
But that's the second best-selling Capcom game ever.
Bro,
so it doesn't matter.
Know, dog.
All right, let's wrap it up. We're going in circles. We're going in circles here, bro. We gotta get these other 2-3 topics out of the way. Then we're gonna get the hell out of here. But
Sonic is irrelevant.
All right, so
Yo, take a bass fishing.
back to Spider-Man. Back to Spider-Man because we're not done. There's been a whole lot of controversy surrounding this release on the PlayStation 5. First, we thought it was only only available on the PlayStation 5. Then we found out the game's coming to the PS4 as well. So there was that. And a lot of people were upset about that. But now people are really confused on how they're handling the remaster version of Spider-Man PS4. So pretty much you have to buy Spider-Man Miles Morales Ultimate Edition to be able to get Spider-Man Remastered PS4. They're not going to be selling the game separately. And if you already have the complete edition or a regular copy edition of Spider-Man, you're not getting a free upgrade. So this has a lot of people upset. It's kind of similar to like the Control situation. People are comparing it, and people are not liking it, and they're addressing their concerns about the situation. See, me, I don't like it. I think it should be a free upgrade. At the same time, it's my money. You know what I mean? I will be displaying.
He buying it.
I go.
Oh yeah, he buying the Ultimate Edition.
I will be displaying. It's my money energy on this one because I fuck with Spider-Man heavy, but I still have every right to voice my concerns and opinion and hope that they change it. But if they do not change it, it's my money. So how do you feel?
Boy, is for
how
the
do you
payers.
feel about this, Alex? PlayStation doing this. It's pretty shitty. They should give it for free. Look, this game did extremely well for them on their platform. It sold over 10 million copies. They could just, show a little gamer faith. Microsoft has been doing this whole 50 million, right? Over.
Over that.
Yeah.
Over that, right? They could just, show gamers a little bit of faith. Okay, we're going to give you Spider-Man Remastered for free. And I think it would go a long way. You know what I mean? It would just go a long way for like, okay, we really fuck with PlayStation and with that type of shit. But they're choosing to go the other route to get the cash.
Does this
So,
mean
how do
that
you feel
Morales
about
is actually DLC?
it? Hey, I don't know,
We'll
man.
make Spider-Man DLC at this point.
That's what
I
it
don't
looks
know,
like
man.
to me. Because if the only way you can get Morales and the remaster is with the Ultimate Edition,
No, the only way you can get Spider-Man
The-
PS4.
Spider-Man
PS4.
The
Remastered
only way you get
DLC,
Peter
that's
Parker is through Miles Morales.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Peter
so it
Parker
sounds
remastered
like
Miles.
Let's
it's
just do Peter and
DLC
Miles.
to me.
Well, people have been calling this shit
Is
expansion the whole
it spin
time.
off into a new game or is it DLC? That'll solve this whole thing right now.
From what I'm looking at, right, doesn't matter what they're gonna say. If I can get the original remaster and then the extra content in the Ultimate Edition, Ultimate Editions are sold as complete packages of all DLC plus original game.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's DLC.
It's a standalone. It's like a
I see
standalone.
where you're coming from with that. I see
Yeah,
where you're
it's like
coming
a
from with that.
yeah, it's like a standalone expansion type of shit. Okay,
Because
but
if it was
I see people.
standalone,
Go
Kofi,
ahead.
then they would have sold it
But
standalone.
yeah, but they are with the regular copy.
Yeah, they are.
So they're
They are-
selling it regular.
They're
So
selling
then
it
why
regular.
are they just not giving you the upgrade?
So how do you
of the
feel
original
about the
Spider-Man?
people saying that? Okay, you don't pay for remasters. The Last of Us, you guys paid for that. But I feel like that excuse can't fly this time around because of backwards compatibility. And us as
also all
savvy
the
gamers, we
other
know.
publishers.
And other,
other
yeah, exactly.
developers,
Far Cry,
They're giving out upgrades for free.
they're giving out upgrades for free. Exactly. So this should be another free upgrade. They also went on Twitter and listed like a whole bunch of features that are coming to this version of Spider-Man. I feel like still, I ain't trying to hear
And
it,
you know,
bro.
that list don't do nothing for me because first, we haven't seen shit yet. And two, if you want to tout those lists of features and shit like that, that means that Spider-Man PS4 remaster has to look better than every single game that's getting a next-gen upgrade for free. If it doesn't, then that list, you can kiss that shit goodbye. It has to look better because you are charging for it. You're charging $20 for that. So I need to see the actual difference between the two, and it better look better than Witcher 3 on PS5. It better look better than Destiny on PS5. It better look better than all those upgrades when we compare that shit, because Digital Foundry and all these other channels are gonna do that. So I need to see those differences.
Yeah. So
I think it's bad optics. What it is basically, it's bad optics. Like, people accepted the Last of Us remaster and all the remasters from this gen because you're coming from the cell with PS3 to x86.
Yeah, we know it's not backwards compatible. Yeah.
So they needed to remaster it. People are okay with that, but PS4, PS5, same architecture. It's x86.
Right.
It's almost like you're essentially paying for a patch, right? But the optics look bad because Xbox is given free upgrades to their first party, but it looks really bad when you have a company like CD Projekt Red giving free upgrades to Witcher 3, as well as Cyberpunk 2077, and even Ubisoft is doing free upgrades.
Didn't they say they're adding
for their games? So it's like,
wait,
in comparison,
but
it just looks bad.
Are they adding ray tracing to Witcher?
Yeah.
That's why I read that.
Yes.
Yeah,
they are.
All right, enough said, bro.
So they're doing work on it, and it's free.
Enough said.
So if you buy listen to this. If you buy Spider-Man Miles Morales on PS4, you get the PS5 version for free, right? You get that upgrade for free?
Yes.
I bought Spider-Man PS4 on PS4, but I have to pay to get the Spider-Man PS4 remaster. So what they're saying is that the upgrades on Spider-Man PS4 remaster are better or worth more money than the actual PS4 Miles Morales upgrade to PS5. So that's what they're telling me. It's better because I have to pay for that, but the Miles Morales is going to be a free upgrade on PS5. It's crazy.
Your logic is if Miles Morales is free upgrade for PS5, it shouldn't look as good. But your thing is
right.
Okay, I see what you're saying, because you're paying for the upgrade for the original PS4 version of Spider-Man.
Yeah, because that should look
it should look $20 better.
Yeah, at least.
So I bought the I don't have that much to say about this. I bought Spider-Man at launch. Then I sold that physical copy when I went to come back and play the DLC. Like, I just did that. Was it this year? I think. Yeah, I bought it again, the complete edition this year, to play the DLC and do that. So this will technically be
the third time.
Yeah, if I wanted to, the third time, I guess technically buying it with Miles Morales as a complete package, because that version on the PS5. So I mean, do I think it's BS? Of course, I think the Spider-Man should be,
it should be free. It should be a free.
It should be free.
Bro. It should be.
But at the same time, I'm the guy who buys all the games I want. I don't really care about the price. So do I think it's BS? Yes. Do I really care? No, because I bought the game already. So I don't really care.
Okay.
I mean, what if you're just getting the PC version?
Yeah, that's the rumor. That's the rumor.
You're probably just going to get the PC version, to be honest.
That version is probably the PC version.
That's the rumor, dog.
That version is probably the PC version.
Oh, you're rumored that Spider-Man coming to PC shit is crazy.
Hey man, I need the thing is, waiting is a problem, for people like me. So that's the only thing. Like, they can't be having me waiting. I need whatever's the first version is usually the best version in my eyes. The first is the best version. It is what it is. Availability trumps all that.
This opens up like a huge can of worms, though, because like, what will happen with Ghost of Tsushima? Is that going to be upgraded? And if so, are you going to have to pay for it?
Ooh.
What about Last of Us Part 2?
Ooh, we'll talk about that next.
Here's what's going to happen. I'll tell you what's going to happen.
I think they're being selective about it. They're going to be case by case.
I think they're going to re-release it. I think they're going to re-release it.
Last of Us 2 is going to get re-released on PS5
with the multiplayer.
They're going to charge you for it because they're going to add the multiplayer.
Bro, I believe it.
Yeah,
I believe it, bro.
They're going to charge
do.
you for the multiplayer.
And I will drop whatever amount of money required to play that multiplayer. Because
you're right. I think Alex is right. ray tracing and everything in
I
Last of Us
think
Part
so,
2, 60
bro.
frames, and the multiplayer added
In
give
one
us another
package, they're
$60.
gonna
Boom.
resell it. Yo, I think so, bro. I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be
Unreal.
shocked. Shit is crazy. Yeah, but B. Arsenal, what do you think about the whole situation? You think it's just a shitty move by PlayStation in general by just not making it free for the people who already own the copy, or you don't care?
Here's what I think. If you didn't get PS4 Spider-Man back when it came out, and you're getting the remaster right now on the PS5, you're winning. Everybody agree?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Now, my question is Miles Morales a completely separate full game?
Yes.
Yes.
It is. Okay. So look at it like this. You're paying $70 for a new game if you're going the PS5 route, and you're getting the old game Ultimate version.
But they are offering. They are offering.
50?
No, but they are offering it for cheaper though. B. Arsenal.
Well, yeah, if you get the PS4 version.
No.
which
If you
is,
just give it the PS5 version, just not the Ultimate Edition, you do get it for like $49.99, I believe. You get
Miles
me?
Morales.
Miles
That's
Morales.
Miles
you could,
Morales.
yeah,
That's
you could
just
buy
Miles.
separate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then
could
you
buy-
upgrade to the Ultimate for
Then you could
an
get-
additional 20, and then you get Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So I'm looking at it like I'm just buying Miles Morales as a separate, brand new next gen game, and I'm getting the old shit for free.
Okay.
That's how I'm looking at it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do that for 50, but you saying for the $70 version, you looking at it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
the
he's looking at it
$70
for
version,
70, like, oh,
I'm
I'm
getting a
getting
new game
Yeah, he-
2 for
and
1.
the previous version. For
Yeah,
free.
he's looking at the $70 for like it's a new game itself, bro. So, he's
But then
not
I'm
really-
looking at it like this, right?
Nah.
I've already bought the game for $60. I already played the game.
Yeah, I bought all the
It's
DLC too.
backwards
All the
compatible.
DLC
I
too.
bought
All the DLC. I literally have the Ultimate Edition of Peter Parker's Spider-Man.
Right.
Why am I going to give you $70 when other companies are giving me the upgrade for free?
Yeah.
Because I want to play the game.
Wait, BG, you about to play old game on the new system?
You're going to play
No,
the game?
I'm talking about Miles Morales.
You
Spider-Man.
can get that for
comes with it.
$50. You can get that for
Let's get it for
$50.
50.
Just get it for 50.
No,
You don't need the
doesn't, see,
$7
this is
one.
why it's confusing. Doesn't the okay when you buy the PS5 version of Miles Morales, doesn't that come with Spider-Man?
No.
No, you have
Nah.
to
Peter
get
Parker.
the $20
You have to get the
upgrade.
Ultimate
You got to get the
Edition for
Ultimate
70.
Edition to get the
Oh, I didn't.
crossover
Oh well. Then I don't care. Oh, I didn't. I actually know. I bought this and I didn't even realize what I bought. Either way, I don't care.
Yeah.
'Cause
All right, let's
I
move
don't
on.
care about buying that. I don't care about playing that remaster.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on though. But the whole situation.
Well, let me just
hopefully,
say,
hopefully
I
they
really
fix it.
didn't like Spider-Man. I thought that game was shit. So
Really?
Agreed. It's not good.
It's a good game. It
Nah,
needs some
it's definitely a
improvements.
great game.
It's a good game. It needs some
Hey,
improvements
stop
though.
I call it Infamous Second Son with a Spider-Man skin. That's what I call it.
There's room
Nah,
to
it's
grow.
better than
There's room to grow. There's definitely a lot of room to grow. That's what we'll say. Let's move on. Okay, I mentioned that we talked about Last of Us a little bit. Outbreak Day has been rebranded to what, Jack? Again, what's it called, Jack?
The Last of Us Day.
The Last of Us Day.
Last
Okay,
of Us Day.
so Mike, I think they're gonna come out and do an announcement. We're all guessing it's gonna be the multiplayer for The Last of Us Part 2, right?
It better be. Shit.
Or we
I don't.
riot.
What do you say, Jack?
I have no faith in Naughty Dog to successfully run an Outbreak Day with the events of last year. I have no thoughts or opinions on this. I just hope
Fair
they
enough.
do right by the gamers. But as they have shown, I don't have any. No, I don't have any.
I wouldn't be surprised if we don't even get the multiplayer or like really see any video of it. I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked if they come out and announce like, oh, there's some Last of Us artwork to buy, or we're adding more modifiers to Last
To
of
the
Us
current
Part
one.
2 and a whole bunch of stuff to pad Last of Us 2. I wouldn't be shocked because
Yo, BG, I really think it's
don't
a
like
PS5
how-
release is coming, bro. I have a feeling they're gonna announce a PS5 release, bro, for The Last of Us, bro. I really
Oh, the
do.
game.
I
That's
really
crazy.
do, bro. I
That
really
game just
do.
came out like
I
fucking.
dude, Jamin, I really think that they're gonna announce
3
a PS5.
months ago?
I wouldn't be surprised, bro. I would not be surprised at all at this point.
They need to just announce a PS5 patch or something, man. They can't. They can't
gonna
fucking
charge you
charge
that
us
60, my
for
boy.
something else again
bro.
when the game just fucking came out.
How crazy is this, bro? A remastered game of a game that came out 3 months ago. Listen,
That'd be fucking
Yo,
crazy. That'd be fucking crazy, and I feel like it's gonna happen too.
Yeah, you know-
I feel it.
You know what? They're going to get away with it. They're going to get away with it. You know
course.
why? I tweeted my thoughts about this, and somebody said, "Wait a minute, you want them to give you a free PS5 version for free? All this
For
hard
free.
work?" I'm like,
Yeah,
hey,
do a label for free.
Hey, dickhead, I bought the $70 version less than 3 months ago. I don't think that was for free, my guy. You know what I mean? So they're gonna be able to get away with it. They're gonna attempt it, and they just trying to see how far they can go. It is over with, my boys. Wrap it the fuck up. The streets is done. Okay, that's what's going on.
All right, yo. So let's move on. We got a few more topics to talk about before we get out of here. Microsoft showed off and unveiled the price of its expandable memory.
220.
It's NVMe PCI
We at 720
Gen,
now for a conference.
PCI Gen 4 SSD. For 1 terabyte, it costs $220 US. So I can't even imagine how much that costs in fucking Canada. That's probably 280 or some shit. Dude. So literally, the 1 terabyte SSD costs almost the same price as the Xbox Series S and half the price of the Xbox Series X. Ran, what's going on here, Chief?
Dude, I don't know, man. Like
that's crazy.
It's just, I mean, I'm not a tech guy, so you'd have to talk to Alex on this stuff. But
it's expensive.
Aren't like cards of this nature pretty much the same price on Amazon? Like a 1 terabyte NVMe, like around the same price.
The speed.
Well, the 980 Evo from Samsung.
But look at the speed.
I paid
to make it fair. Look at the speeds, right?
I paid $250 for 500 gigabyte NVMe.
250.
So
how much?
No, but there's no. You can't just be like an NVMe. It's the same thing, right?
It's Samsung. It's Samsung.
Right, but hold on. The 980. So a 970 Evo is Gen 3.
Yeah, you have to make sure it's Gen 4, Alex, if you're gonna make a comparison,
right?
bro.
So a Gen 4 970 Evo 980 Evo from Samsung,
How much?
2 terabyte. I think. Let me see.
1 terabyte. Look if you can find a 1 terabyte while you're looking, because obviously it's kind of like a little bit of the PlayStation Vita situation. Microsoft's expandable, expandable memory. You can't just pick it off the store shelf, right? You actually gotta buy their version of it, and when stuff is designed like that, it drives the price all the way up. How much?
A 1 terabyte 980 Samsung Gen 4 SSD is going to be $229. So it's around the same price.
What's the speed on it, Alex? What's the read?
The read write?
Yeah, you gotta look at that too.
Yeah, because if we're gonna make the comparisons to aftermarket parts or store shelf
you got
parts,
Gen 3
we gotta make it
that
fair.
are running faster.
Yeah, we gotta make it fair.
So the read write is 7 gigs.
7 gigs. Okay, 7 gigs.
So
what's the read write? Xbox? Is it what? Like
I don't
3
know.
or 4?
So I have a Gen 3. I have a Saber Rocket, and it's 2 terabytes. That was $200 for 2 terabytes.
Yeah. So I don't, when it comes to the PlayStation guys, when they're discussing this, I don't think you guys should laugh just yet. You guys are definitely in a better position, right? Because when prices do come down, you probably could get your shit for much cheaper, since I think it works with off-the-shelf parts, right? So in the long run, it'll be cheaper. But when the PlayStation 5 launches and you're looking to get expandable memory, it's still probably going to be extremely pricey this year and next year. Yeah,
and it's gonna be Seagate too.
It's Seagate. So here's the thing. So my Gen 3 is 3200 read write, and it's $100 cheaper for the same.
You know what's shitty about the situation? You know what's shitty about this situation?
2400.
Yo, I think Series X games can only be put on the NVMe. It can't be put on a regular extra. Is that true?
No.
That's not true.
You can store any game on any hard drive.
Any hard drive.
You can only play the Series X optimized games on
the NVMe.
SSD.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But you can move them to an external
to
and
store
it there if you wanted to.
Okay, yeah, that's what I mean though. Like if you want to play off the hard drive, right? The external hard drive. Because right now, look, Ryan, you got a Xbox One X. If you want to play a game off a hard drive, you can just launch it off that hard drive and play it, right?
Yeah, so right now on my Xbox One X, I have a 1 terabyte SSD and a 4 terabyte external. And I download stuff to my 4 terabyte, but when I play it, I just move it over to my SSD. And when I'm done with it, I just move it back or I delete it. And that's exactly what I'm going to do with this. Like, I don't really think there's a need yet to spend $220 on a 1 terabyte expansion, because I'm just going to wait and see how it all plays out for I mean, I could afford it. I just don't really like want to waste my money on something I may not really use.
Yeah.
So
So here's the thing. It depending also upon the read and copying of the hard disk drive to your SSD, how long that'll take. If it's just like a 2-hour wait time for you to copy a game over, people are just going to spend the $200.
No, it's right now. Even moving like I moved Mafia Definitive Edition, which is 45 gigs, from the 4 TB external to the SSD, and it was like 5 minutes.
No,
so
really?
assuming if the read write speeds are faster,
Alright, so
it'd be even
that's
shorter.
not bad then. That's not too bad then. Yeah, that ain't too bad.
That's not bad because I copied. Well, I did a cloning, so it's not the same thing, right? But I don't know, man. Like this, people talking about SSDs and all this Gen 4 stuff, like they know what they're talking about.
Hey, console's expensive, Alex. Dog.
Here's a funny example. So
expensive,
everybody's favorite Twitter poster, the Red Dragon, made a Twitter post, and he did a video where he had his SSD compared to a video of how long it takes to load a game off the Series S.
Mm-hmm.
And his PC SSD, which is a gen older, loaded the game 4 to 6 seconds faster than the Series S did. So
yeah, but
I really don't.
I know
think
that video.
A lot of people. Go ahead.
I know that video, but that game that they were running wasn't optimized.
We
For
gotta
the,
wait and see.
for the SSD. What it was just running in
We
back
gotta
and
wait.
pat.
Let the consoles come out, then we can see. You know, when the consoles
I mean, we'll
in
see.
our hands,
I want to
Digital
see
Foundry,
what it
they
is
will
because honestly, Rand, like, as someone who like, I don't think people are gonna. I don't think people understand what an SSD is actually going to do for gaming.
Well,
it's not going to do what they think it's going to do. It's not this like saving grace.
No,
It's going to
I
reduce load
100%
times.
agree with you. I mean, less than a week ago, people thought Spider-Man Miles Morales was
couldn't
impossible
be played on the PS4
because of the SSD.
Right.
So, no, I agree with you, Alex. But correct me if I'm wrong here. But when the PlayStation 5 comes out, there'll be no way to actually upgrade the storage if you need it, right? Because those
I heard. So they said you can.
But I think it was like certain like the
At the
recommended spec for those SSDs
not available
aren't
on the market
even
yet.
available right now to buy.
On the
No,
market.
the issue is being able to run games off of something you buy off the shelf in conjunction with what's already in the PlayStation. I think that's the debate right now.
My concern is right. So Xbox has proprietary hardware that has a slot that goes right into the board of the actual console. When I saw the PS5, I don't see anything like that.
You probably gonna have to open it up.
Yeah, you know how PlayStation always has like some contraption where you open like something to put it in. There's gonna be a way to do it. There's gonna be a way to do it because they already said it. You can
But
do
then
it.
do you
So
void your warranty when you do that?
I don't think so.
Nah,
I don't
it'll
think
never
so.
be like that deep of an open up. Like Kofi said, it's usually like a door that you.
It's like a
just gotta
door.
make
It's
like
something, or
one
maybe
screw
one of the
off and
panels.
slide it out.
Yeah, maybe one of the
I don't
panels slide
think-
up. Who knows, yo?
I don't think any of this is an issue on either console. The simple solution:
Delete your
delete
games.
y'all games.
We know,
Y'all
BG.
not playing them joints.
We know,
Y'all
BG.
got games on y'all consoles
No.
from launch. There's people be having games that from 7 years ago downloaded. They haven't played it. Guess what? In 7 years, delete your games, dummy.
Facts.
That's all you need.
That's what I'm
Damn,
saying,
it's
man.
not hard.
We
people
arguing
with, like,
about
800
expandable
gigabytes.
storage. Like you don't drive a car from the trunk, man. Like get rid of that shit. You know.
Yeah. All right, so let's
And I
hit the
ain't tryna
last
hear none of
topic of the
that.
day, man, then get out of here, man. But you want
The
to say
last set
something,
of super
BG?
chats, I got you.
No,
Are you
the only
on-
thing I was gonna say, I don't want to hear none of that. Because our internet and all that stuff. Yeah, most of y'all internet ain't that bad. Where the decision is hard between deleting your games and keeping it all. Like no,
a
stop
lot of
it.
people are. A lot of people are.
It's not that bad.
No,
Most
it
people
really
like
is.
some people I understand, but most people's excuse. I've seen people flex about having like 900 up, 900 down, and then complain about space. Like, what
That's
are you
super
talking about?
rare.
Delete your game,
No,
dummy.
but people having that speed is very rare or very expensive. The majority of the U.S. does not have that infrastructure.
Most people complaining about it is not an issue for them.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
We just-
Whatever,
we just
bro.
super
Whatever,
chats,
bro.
bro.
Be ignorant.
Because I know these people.
You guys gonna go back and
I know
forth.
these
Read the super
people.
We're gonna
chats.
fight. Just be ignorant. It's fine.
Read the super
Be ignorant.
chats.
It's fine. No, it's fine.
You don't get
Blaze,
what I'm
thank
saying.
you for
I'm
the
not,
$2.
I'm not saying it's not an issue for some people. I'm saying the people that I know, we've seen them in the Discord. They're the same ones. The people I talk to, they brag all the time about their speeds, and then they'll be like, "Oh man, this is not enough space." Seeing you brag about your connection, delete your games, dummy. That's my point.
Okay, you're talking about no.
Read the super chats, Alex.
No,
Read the super chat. We're
no.
gonna be here for another 30
Blaze,
minutes.
thank you for the $2. What happened in Jack's Sega? Greater than they have 3 games. Blaze, what was that? I don't even know what you're trying to write there. Are you high?
English,
He's
bro.
got, you know what? It's those plants in
Happened
his
in
front
Jack
yard.
Sega.
Brandon Corbin, thank you for the 5. Just because PlayStation has great games doesn't mean they shouldn't buy more studios. There's always room for more, which would help eliminate dry spells. Agreed.
Okay.
Armyman 4, thank you for the 5. Can you imagine waking up next month in a world where Microsoft owns Sega, From Software, CDPR, and Bungie?
Jack in.
They almost
Jack
did. They did talk to Bungie, and I'm sure you guys saw the rumors, right? That
Yeah.
Bungie
They
they came out and
debunked
said
it.
no, but they're pulling a fast one.
You know what would happen if that happened? People like BJ and Blaze would be tweeting, "Everything's fine. PlayStation's fine.
I would be because I have a PC.
Everything is fine."
I would absolutely say I have a PC. Doesn't matter to me.
It doesn't
Brandon-
affect me. Everything's fine.
It doesn't
If it
affect-
doesn't affect me, it's fine. Brandon Corbin, thank you for the 5. We know
Is gaming not a
Xbox is-
selfish hobby? Is
I'm
gaming
reading-
not a selfish
sir,
hobby?
sir, I'm reading super
Okay.
chats.
Yeah,
Brandon Corbin,
exactly.
thank you for the 5. We know Xbox's long-term plan, but what's PlayStation's?
We don't know. We have to see because they
Hold
haven't been. They haven't,
on, how we don't know PlayStation's long term
okay,
plan?
okay. We know they're gonna bring out great games, but in terms of
Right.
PC integration, plans with PlayStation now, they haven't been so forthcoming like Microsoft.
We definitely don't know their.
You know what I
We
mean?
know- we
Like,
know their
we're not
plans,
talking
boys.
about their games, but they
That
haven't
is their
been out
long-term plan,
open.
is
We
their
haven't.
games.
They haven't
Boys,
been.
we know
They
their
haven't been
plans.
out open. They haven't been open about
Because-
certain things that Microsoft has been about.
AJ man,
Yo,
you know how we don't know PlayStation future plans. Jump Ryan to 2 weeks ago. We believe in generation. These games can't run on nothing but a
Then-
PS5. Both of those things were lies. We don't know their fucking plans, yo. We don't know.
I mean,
their
yeah, those is definitely lies, but at the end of the day, the game is going to do the talking. So regardless if they're cross-generation, exclusive to PS5, PS4 games, PS2 guys, it don't matter. If they drop a great game, if they
games
drop a
aren't
great
gonna do
game,
the talking.
that's it.
The game's
That's
not going
it.
to do the talking when they're also on my PC.
Yeah, they will, because the majority of consumers, console consumers, don't play on PC, sir.
So then you were telling me is the PS5 won't have any exclusives
Yeah, of course.
because it doesn't have any right now.
I would never say it does,
Okay.
Go ahead, Alex.
except for
Finish up.
Demon Souls. Except for Demon Souls.
But that's coming to PC.
That's worth the console purchase, though. So
That's also coming to PC. Devin Sengar, thank you for the 5 Canadian. This one's for Alex. You're the best, Devin. Notorious Nick, thank you for the 2. Shout out to PSP for making me a mod. Notorious Nick again for another 2. Also, y'all better play 2020's Game of the Year, aka Hades. It's a good game. It's a good game.
It's not on PlayStation.
All right, last
It's on
topic.
PlayStation.
Yeah. All right, your last topic, and we're getting out of here. You know what I mean? We're going a little bit over time. Horizon Zero Dawn numbers have apparently been out now, and we know what it did in the month of August. So Horizon Zero Dawn has sold over 700,000 copies in 1 month. You know, a 3-year-old game. The port wasn't great for
bad port.
$50.
A bad port.
For
In
$50.
1 month. For
did
$50.
almost a
a
million
million
almost
units.
a million in August.
Imagine, Kofi, if it was a good port.
Yeah. So my question is, because I get every time these numbers come out, you know, you get the PlayStation community be like, that's it. But I just want to get what Jack thinks about this, you know, the sales number. Is this impressive to you? Is this for a game that, you know, probably wasn't selling over 1,000 copies the previous month? Is this good to you?
This is my thing, right? Because you just mentioned it. When we announce sale numbers, it's always a caveat. It's always so when games like, you know, Last of Us Part 2 sells 4 million in 3 days, people say, what, 100 million install base? Really? That's kind of shocking. It's that low. What? And then, you know, you see articles about like how Steam got like 150 million users and all this other extra shit, or even more than that. I think that's just the active users. So when you hear numbers like 700,000, should I give it the same energy? Should I say that's
But what do you think?
No, man.
But what do you think? Do you think
I
that's
don't have an
that's a good
opinion on
thing?
it either way. I don't have an opinion because certain shit ain't impressive on one end and then some impressive on the other. I just fall back. Yeah, I wash my hands of it. I don't fucking know, man. You got to tell me. You got to tell
All
me.
right, BG. Is this impressive a number to you? Almost 1 million copies in a month. 700 in a month of August.
I mean, I don't. To me, no, I'm not like that impressed. And how much time?
In a month. 1 month.
Oh no, that's not that.
It's not good.
I mean, I expect more from. I expect
A game
more.
that sold how much? Over 50 million copies. It's a 3-year-old game. Like everyone who really wanted it. Like if you really wanted Horizon, you had 3 years to play it. You don't think selling an extra almost 1 million copies? Who knows where it is today in September at the end? You know, you don't think selling an extra 1 million copies is good for a game that kind of really lived his life on another platform? Is not good enough.
It was also a fucking horrendous port.
I mean, but still, like when I just think about like all the PC gamers that could have bought it, like I'm like, they did it though. Like I don't know. It's just there's so.
But it's not even the same market, dude.
It's a huge pool that could have bought it that didn't. I don't know.
Okay, but could have bought it doesn't mean it's the kind of people that play those games. Because PC gamers are varied across the board. They're not just refugee console gamers. Like, what are you trying to say?
But then, okay,
maybe
I'm saying
you are, but like even Bond in the chat said City Skylines outsold it. How many people here play City Skylines?
I do not play
City
Skylines.
Thank you very much. It's this whole different market.
But that's the point I'm trying to make. Clearly, the PC audience isn't that much interested in it.
But also in that article, it says that it approached The Witcher 3's 2015 launch numbers on PC, and it beat Assassin's Creed Odyssey's PC debut. So when you compare it to actual PC game sales, it looks like it's great for a 3-year-old game.
That just proves that my point that I've always made. All the Witcher 3 fans are just front running hype beasts because they were never into the game at the very beginning. They only became Witcher fans after Witcher 3. So thank you, sir.
Let it go, Alex. Let it go. Let's talk. We're talking about Horizon.
No. You have to be like, your IQ has to be in the 50s, because if people buy Witcher 3, they're going to buy it on GOG immediately, like Cyberpunk. You're going to see GOG sales a lot higher than Steam sales.
I don't know people who play games on GOG like that. I don't know anybody who buys anything on GOG besides you and maybe Bond. And y'all are twins. I don't know nobody else that uses GOG.
We may be twins, but you're about to get DP'd on Sunday.
Hey you.
Yo, last time you heard somebody, I'm about to boot this up on GOG. Like, no, never, not ever in your life. Like, what are you talking about?
Yo, J-Man, what do you think? What do you think of the numbers?
Oh, like I just said, I think it when you compare it to those other PC numbers, like with games like Witcher 3 and
in the same genre, right? In the same genre,
Assassin's Creed. Yeah, I think for a bad port in a 3-year-old game, I think that's good. That's good for them to put that on there. Like, I think it's probably why they said they're going to continue to explore PC gaming.
Yeah,
because I think that was impressive for them. So yeah, I think it's good.
Yeah. How about you, Rand?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much for the same reasons. This 3-year-old port. I'm sure they're probably interested in seeing how much they could get for God of War, and like Spider-Man and stuff like that, and some of the bigger heavy hitters. And the more people buy them on PC, the more inclined Sony might close the time window too, where you don't have to wait 3 years. Maybe it's 2 years, maybe it's 1 year, because it is an untapped market.
Bro, they're gonna have to. Bro, they're gonna have to expand, bro. It is what it is. This is the shit.
1 million copies, $50. Like it's
still a
money
good
talks,
haul, bro.
Jim Ryan's a businessman, cold-hearted businessman. So the games will go to PC, and because they're really good, right? Horizon Zero Dawn. Well, I haven't really played Horizon, but everybody says it's good. And God of War is one of the best games of the generation.
You can.
Yeah,
bro, God of War comes in doing as long as it's a good port. God of War's
opinion, I think it is.
Speaking facts, don't mind that.
Crazy.
and people will buy it, man. People will line up to buy a 4K 60 version of God of War on PC. It'll sell like hotcakes whenever that does release.
I can't wait till Cyberpunk 2077 gets another delay. Wait for that announcement.
That's fine.
Like you
think people are not like, yes, delay it. I'd rather have a delay than nothing else.
Let's go ahead and do the outros and get out of here, man. Stupid. It's time, man. It's time. It was a great podcast. The internet seemed to be clearing up, or Google fixed whatever they did because you see the shit hasn't dropped again. I apologize for the drops and connections in the middle of the podcast. If you miss anything, you can always listen to the podcast on iTunes, Google Play, all that good stuff. It's there, no cutoffs. Everything is recorded, by the way, and we appreciate it. We had over 800 live viewers on this little old channel watching us. You know what I mean? We really do appreciate the support, and we just love it, man. You know what I mean? We see the growth, and we hope that you continue to stay and rock out with your boys, man. And hit the like button too, man. So thank you for our guests for pulling up. We do appreciate it. You know what I mean? We're going to do the outros. We're going to start off with them first. And I want to start off with Ran.
Hey, thanks for having me on, Kofi. It's always good to be on Press Start. It's definitely going to be an interesting generation, man. I can't wait to see what Sony and Microsoft are going to be doing, and there's going to be a lot of interesting discussions happening in the future about a lot of different things. So thanks for having me on.
BG.
Yo, Weapon Wheel, this Sunday, I'm gonna need Jack to let out all the tears before Sunday. I don't want you drowning us over there with all this crying and the sky is falling and the woe is me, and I'm gonna need you to get out all of that from now. And Alex, just because you got guns don't mean I won't slap you.
BG, I'll fold you like I fold that 20 in my wallet, my boy. You about 90 pounds soaking wet. Don't worry, I'll hit you so hard you're gonna wear a helmet for the rest of your life, buddy. Don't worry. Ooh,
Hey, son, you already got one of them bitches on.
Yeah, shout out to BG, shout out to Weapon Wheel Podcast, shout out to all the mans over there, man. It's all good fun. We just talk shit, but it's all good fun. Be Arsenal.
Yo, thanks for having me. It's been a long time coming, man. Shout out to Ram, man, my favorite Xbox dude, bro. Like, I fucks with you, man.
Thanks.
Yo, shout out to the chat for them weak ass roasts, man. Y'all come harder next time.
Somebody there look like you smooth went to the same school.
Yeah, I see that.
I don't get it.
Gotta come harder than that,
I
son.
had the same teacher all day in high school. That's your
Oh, shit. That's funny. All right, man. Shout out to B Arsenal for pulling up, and make sure you check out his content. He be streaming on Twitch and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm on Twitch and Twitter, B Arsenal. I also help people out, like newcomers to streaming. So if you're looking to get started with that, I'll help you with your audio and your Streamlabs and OBS and all that shit. I got content coming on that too. So, but hit me up on Twitter if you need help with that. I'm, willing to help anyway.
Jack Move Johnny.
Man, great podcast. I love gaming debates, man. They're always fun. You know what I mean?
They're good conversation.
Check me out.
Bro.
Yeah, definitely great conversation. Check me out, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Jiggy Merch, Jack Move Johnny. You know how to get in touch with me. I will say, Jim Ryan will be PlayStation's Grim Reaper. He's going to be the single-handedly killer.
I love Jim Ryan, bro. I love him.
And I have to go, man. I have to go check out the TBI, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. I got to know if I got a warrant out because I just not only did I murder my good friend Blaze, who's texting me very salacious shit right now.
Listen to this cat.
I murdered PG.
Okay.
It's up to 3 times. I'm pretty much PG and Blaze this week. I go for the clean sweep on Sunday.
Nigga, the only thing you murdered today was that bologna sandwich this morning. Shit.
No, don't get it twisted. I love the burnt bologna.
That burnt bologna?
Oh yeah, we know.
Clutch.
Can afford with the weapon
Burnt
Patreon.
bologna.
Burnt bologna. I can't get no fucking get no chips with that motherfucker. Listen, I love y'all.
J Main.
Man, appreciate everybody for tuning in and the guests for pulling up on us. If you missed out on a PS5 pre-order, because them shits was a debacle last week, GameStop's supposed to be having some more tomorrow in store and online. So be sure to check out those listings and even pull up to your store, see if you can find one. Other than that, hit that like button and share out the podcast if you can. And we'll catch y'all next week. Have a good one.
And Alex.
Thank you, everyone, for coming out and watching. We all appreciate all the wonderful super chats you gave us, all the new Patreon members that we are now stealing from Weapon Wheel for a much better podcast. Thank you for joining the Patreon. I appreciate y'all actually enjoying a podcast that was structured, had a good flow, and actually ended on time as well. So thank you everybody much for watching and coming out. Shout out to Rand, because every time it's blame Rand while here. BG, fuck you. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Tomorrow is Counter-Strike Global Offensive. on YouTube, watch us be terrible at a bad video game. You're gonna love it there. And also Sunday, Weapon Wheel Podcast. It's not as good or not good at all, but you know what? Jack's there. Support the man's. He's all right.
Yo, this nigga.
Let's see what they say here. Press Start Podcast Patreon 276, Weapon Wheel 341. I'm not the greatest at math. I'm not the best. I'm not the best. Jack, that happened. You know that happened like overnight. We say, hey, we gonna start doing After Darks again. Went right to the you know what I'm saying. Like,
Can you correct the After Darks for me, please? So I don't have to?
Yo, let's end the podcast. I'm getting out of here, bro. You know what?
Oh.
You know, like BG wants ever put in perspective, bro. I think he could multiply my sub count by 9. I won't even have as much subs, and we did 800 today, so that's not too bad. You know,
also
so
multiply the years you've been on YouTube by 9 too.
Do you want me to pull out Old Reliable? I will, bro. Do you want me to show you Old Reliable? You want to you want to show Old Reliable on the screen? You've been showing all these other things on the screen. You want to show Old Reliable on the screen? Oh, okay.
Go ahead, bro. Bring it, bro. Go ahead.
Hey, I've sent it to you. You know what it is.
Wait, BG, hold on. I got a really good idea from the chat. This needs to happen, actually. You and me and Among Us.
BG plays Among Us? I don't think
I need to play that shit. That shit look fun.
Weapon Wheel Podcast and Press Start
I need to get used to that.
in Among Us.
Maybe we have to do that.
Oh,
Maybe
okay,
we
I'll
have to
do
do
that.
it. Maybe we have to set that up, BG. We'll talk about that later, bro.
That would be actually
For the
that's not
culture,
a bad
bro.
idea.
PSP Weapon Wheel Podcast Among Us, yo. Let's do it, bro. Let's get it on. Where's Jack play though? Where'd Jack play though?
So it wouldn't be a versus; it would just be a cross then, because
Yeah,
I think
cross, right?
everybody-
Yeah.
it's
Yes,
like
it's a
everybody and
crossover.
the two imposters.
Yeah, we do a crossover.
So like a crossover.
Yeah, let's do a
You know,
crossover.
you know what'll probably happen? It'll be like, you know what'll happen? It'll be me and Bond being the imposters for some fucking reason. It'll show up like that.
Yeah, let's do it. That'll be a good idea. All right, yo. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the podcast. I know I sure did. Great conversation as always. Our podcast can be found on all the DSPs besides Spotify, so check that out. Check out our Patreon if you want to support us further. Hey, yo, everybody who got the Press Start Podcast merch, send me a picture. I know a couple of you already got y'all.
My shit today.
You got y'all shit today?
Yeah.
See,
I
let me know,
right now,
bro.
but I got it.
Yeah, let me
Wait, you
know.
wash your-
Yeah,
Huh?
he said you wash it. He
Yeah.
said you wash, which is fine. Make sure you don't fucking you air dry it or some shit, or be careful with that shit so the shit fresh. But make sure y'all send me a picture so I can put it up on our Instagram page and promote it to show people I actually got their shit, because I ain't finessing niggas out here. The people who haven't got it, y'all should get it. If not tomorrow, but sometime in the next couple of days, y'all should get it for sure. You know, the whole COVID situation shit is delayed, bro. I bought some Big Sean merch. The shit's still not here yet, and I paid like good 60 bones for that shit.
You ain't getting that for a couple months.
So I'm glad to hear that people are getting their stuff. And yeah, thanks for the support, man. We really appreciate it. And we getting out of here, man. Y'all have a great night, and we'll see you guys real soon with Off the Record. Peace.